All right.
head in my backpack.
It is
Zip.
back up, folks. I gotta remember to remove my dice pool because I always forget that mine impacts ya. Okay, okay. I need to.
Alright, so if I do select this, okay, go first.
Are certain abilities. I see. That is a really nice way just to abstract like this ability is going to take a turn, so you can just use a maneuver to prepare to do an action. Cool.
Anybody have any questions or anything? I'm just typing the intro thing before we get started in full.
Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Hey guys, I'm back. Okay.
I didn't know you were gone.
Oh. Okay.
Burp.
Oh. There's our friend the music bot.
I'm typing the intro. I hadn't done it yet.
Alright, man. Let me interrupt you. So when we like roll a check, we also have to roll the bad dice. So how do we roll the bad dice?
I'll be putting it in my dice pool. So here, like, let's just say you're like, go ahead and roll again.
Sure.
So I put two purple that were
Instantly.
both blank. What? It's garbage. It's broken. It's broken.
Oh, I don't think I'll ever read this well again. Success and then all the advantages of the world.
Luck. Just my luck.
Alrighty, tidy. Let's pull up Discord. All right. So just remember you got to control the volume on the bot.
I know when you've added it. Right,
All right. Choices! While escaping the junker planet of Lothal Minor, the party set right to work getting to know their ship. Yogi and Kiev played Dejarik while drinking Space PBR, and Kaqui crawled around every inch of the ship. Before they could really make it their own, reinforcements arrived. Kaqui had some nifty maneuvers to avoid getting spaced, while Kiev and Yogi helped plot a hyperspace jump to a hidden shadowport. Our heroes arrive at the shadowport and receive a message from their handler at the Sector Rangers. Boom, boom. And with that, I know you got the call last time, but just for poops and gigs, I worked on these actual credentials. So you come out of hyperspace by an asteroid, and when you come out of hyperspace, you receive a message from Solo Tus, who sends you these. You each individually get one of these, and then a recorded message pops up at your conference table.
Did you just put it in one time for each of us? Oh, nice.
What?
No, we're good. Like it.
I'm
So
6 meters tall.
God, man.
I'm ginormous.
you're 1.6. You're
I thought
1.6.
you-
1.6. Oh, okay.
You're
that's what I said.
1.6. You are not 6 meters tall.
That
You would
one
be.
is like kind of big. I see like a 0.6.
Yeah.
21 kilograms, guys.
Get this man on the basketball court
Yeah.
immediately.
So you're in your conference room, which is number 9 on this wonderful chart. At your conference table, and in the middle, a hollow projector comes up, and Salotus, the bleeps come out. You get your credentials, and she says, "Well, congratulations. I was most surprised to hear that you all had escaped with your lives. However, I'm happy to know that we have new members among our ranks. I am programming 2 missions that we have here in the queue for you folks in your sector of space. The first that I'm dropping in pictures is to investigate what I heard reported out that the Tenloss Corporation seems to have sponsored ex-Imperial pirates. This is most unusual, and we are excited to learn more about what you might have to offer. And next, also, recent reports have indicated that a bounty by the name of Corndoba, who's a Weequay, was last seen in your sector of space at the planet of Mijos. He is wanted for piracy, theft, and restricted cargo, including narcotics and weapons. And our rangers have found him most elusive, as he has evaded capture many times, and he's suspected on multiple murders. And we believe he's has a kind of a pretty significant smuggling ring. So there's a reward in this for you if you can bring him back to us. And yeah, he's most likely dangerous. Anyway, now that you have your ship, choices are up to you. Happy hunting, Rangers. And with that, the recorded hollow projector winks away. And you'll see in the pictures, you'll see the 2 mission briefs. Yeah, so you have fallen out of hyperspace. We see your ship, which is a GX-1 short hauler, navigating towards this asteroid where Kiev had programmed a hyperspace junk, where he has been here before, for reasons only Kiev would know.
It was for getting drunk.
It was for getting drunk. We figured it out. The great mystery of the era. All right, what would you like to do? You have just gotten this report from your handler at the Sector Rangers, and you are approaching this asteroid shadowport.
Well, first things first, okay? We have to get this baby a makeover. And I tap the
How much is that thing gonna cost? Is that expensive or?
do I have any idea how much that costs?
Um,
I'm a
I
little light on threads,
I think you could you'd probably just need some like scrap metal and I mean, because you're also using your talent, right? Custom paint job.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, if however that manifests, I could do it myself or take it to group. I have.
do you have the talent custom paint job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do this, and hold on, I have larger product, fancy paint job. Yeah.
How about we make the ship look like a shooting star? No one will know. It'll be totally inconspicuous.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it if it's a mechanics check.
I'm just looking up the talent to figure out what it means, but my guess is you just
It
need
means
some.
I
You just
upgrade all charm, deception, negotiation.
yeah. I think the talent is I think what how this will work is you'll just have to be able to like buy some paint and you can just do it yourself. I don't think it's gonna require any. I think it just requires time,
Um,
and then you get all those benefits from it.
okay, so I just need to get.
Yeah, I think you'll have to buy some paint. Paint isn't supremely expensive.
Yeah,
To
but
to
I want some nice special chrome.
some
Oh, you want some good
chrome.
paint? I got a hut that's got really great paint.
It's okay. I know somebody. And by that I mean I have the know somebody perk.
Oh.
Yeah,
And it's
you definitely have some networks on this shadowport.
once per session when attempting to purchase a legally available item, reduce its rarity by 1 per rank of know somebody.
Yeah, so when you're trying to like find items, you have to roll streetwise or another check, another skill, and the rarity determines its difficulty. So you'll be able to access it even easier. All right, so you are approaching this spaceport. Do you want to land? Do you want to dock? Is that what I'm hearing?
Hey guys, we gotta choose a mission, but
The last time anybody ate anything.
I was thinking we could get a little drunk while we're thinking, you know?
Let's
Get the brain juices flowing.
have a Tatooine light.
Yeah. Well, you might want the Tatooine extra light.
What's it
Tatooine's best.
Tatooine, so it's Tatooine's best. Yes, yes.
Tatooine's okay.
Tatooine's okay. I like that. We
I
did
made
our
some of that
best.
in bathtub once.
We did our best, but it's just okay.
We call it it's some of that no, I want some of that Naboo highlight.
That stuff's junk. That's straight rat piss.
Yeah.
Champagne beers.
Not even Ewoks drink that shit.
That's good.
What? You think you're Chewbacca? You think you know what he wants to drink?
Hey,
Shit.
you don't talk about the Seaman. You don't know him.
You don't know what we've been through.
All right. Well, I want a space Wendy's. Okay.
Let's just go get drunk.
These Happy Meals.
So what about the mission?
Go find a
We gotta
bar.
touch down. Gotta see
We'll
if
go
there's
find a bar. We'll talk about
repairs
the
on the outside.
Yeah.
We took. Gabe, did we take any damage?
The
took some damage.
the spaceship took I think 3 wounds and a couple of system strain.
Oh, did we rest since I wasn't here last session? So was
Yeah.
there any resting in between?
Yeah, you rested between last session and this session.
So I reset my wounds and stuff like that.
That's fine. Totally fine.
Repairs and test this baby up.
I could help with the repairs. I got some mechanics.
All right, so you're gonna navigate your ship into the shadowport.
Yeah.
Who's flying?
Oh,
You know me.
I was flying because everyone else was gone or playing.
Or drinking? The drinking and
Drinking is an
driving.
important job.
It's true. It's true. And the Dejeric table was quite interesting and appealing to Kiev. All right, so you navigate the ship, and as you start approaching the shadowport, the ship's comm lights up, and you're being contacted by the spaceport, and it says, Tanquilla Beach, spaceport control. What's your business?
Just touching down to do some R&R.
That's what we do best, I suppose. Just put your transponder through, and you should be all set on dock 3318.
I do that.
You do it, and you do it so well.
By the way, RR stands for repair and repaint.
I didn't tell him that. I'm saying that.
It's the two re, the re.
Yeah, and so you sit down in Bay 3318. Yeah, so what this looks like, I'll send you a picture. It looks kind of like this. Not as obvious as what I'm about to share, but
Yeah, is so cool.
it's not as like obvious as this. It's a little bit more hidden. But that's kind of what it's like built into this asteroid. And there's like a bunch of like asteroids in this field that you just kind of have to drive in and out of. But you're able to do it with this slow hauler. And yeah, you touch down inside the spaceport.
Yeah.
And you are are you going to get off, or what are you guys doing on the ship?
Gonna get drunk.
All right, so you're getting off the ship. Or I guess, I mean, we have established that there is Tatooine's best in the fresher.
I'll help with some repairs. What looks? Do we need like resources to repair, or is that something that's just done? Or
You can spend yeah, time is mostly what you
okay,
need. If you want to like repair the hull trauma and system strain, you can make like mechanics checks to fix it up. There is also just like time is really the highest component, but yeah, we can roll some mechanics check if you want to fix it up. You will also, if you exit the ship, which you'll have to do, right? Like when Han Solo's fixing up the Millennium Falcon, he's like has to get on the outside. You will be approached by someone who's dressed as officially as you might see on this shadowport. It's not the most like savory crowd, but he walks up and he says,
I
uh,
had like,
and he says, "Well, hello. My name is Khan. You will need to pay me for your docking fees. It is just 10 credits a day. A modest fee for us working hard to make sure that the spaceport is run efficiently."
oh man,
Do I remember a fee, Gabe?
Now you do.
Oh, my bad, guys. I think I was pretty blacked out last time I was here.
I've got no nothing to say about that fee myself. Uh,
You still owe Kaqui money too.
nope.
what?
I
Oh,
do. I
Oh,
know.
Kiev,
no,
not
I saw
okay.
my
Yeah,
character thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe there's something you need done around here. Maybe some equivalent exchange of services for services.
Am I there, or is it
Yeah.
just he's talking to the outside? Oh,
You could totally be there. If you exit the ship, you'll see he's just he's like a shorter, he's probably like 5'8", a little bit tanner, dark hair, and he's dressed up fairly nice for this station. Um yeah, you were
hey
totally.
guys.
Oh, well, hello. Yes, we're just talking on negotiating the fees for this spaceport. Can't just sit here for free. 10 credits. It's not much.
And does he seem legit?
Yeah. He has like
Alright.
a badge. He seems legit.
Uh,
Badges
Alright.
too, and I flip out the
How much
sector.
is it?
Oh, cool.
Like,
So
what do
so
you make of this?
oh well, Sector Ranger, huh? That's rather official. Um,
There.
you offered some services. Well, uh, m- you know, seeing as we have a rampant problem of scum on this rock, you might be able to help us out. What kind of
Ooh.
what kind of services can you offer? And with credentials such as sector rangers, well, maybe you can get paid at a higher rate to cover this fee.
How big is this fee? Where's parking here, right?
It is 10 credits a day.
I have 10 credits.
Wonderful. Then you don't need to work.
Yeah.
Louis, you're the
What's
only
that?
one with money.
I'm the only one with money?
Wait, hold up. But first, is there someone you need us to delete?
Delete. That's rather intense language, my friend.
That's called killing droids.
Oh, well, I don't, but there is you can find bounty boards around the station. You can find there's plenty of people who would hire muscle for various jobs. This station is not known for its uh, and then he like kind of trails off and says, "You can find work, I'm sure."
Okay.
So Raybar, you're paying him the 10 credits?
Yeah, I'll pay him 10 credits.
So he pulls out his data pad and he's just sign here, please.
All right, I'll sign.
All right, and you sign, and it's registered, and it prints off a little like digital ticket, boop, that he sends over to your data pad, and you are registered for the day. You have 24 hours.
Nice one, Raybar. Thanks for pulling through with those creds,
And
Yeah, no problem.
my Wookiee friend, if you have further questions, you can see information terminals, and he gestures over, and you can see that there's like terminals that kind of dot the lines, and so you can interact with those to learn more about the station or find specific stuff of whatever you're looking for.
Good to know.
All right.
Thanks, Chief.
I only got enough for one more day, though, so we can find a way to make money.
I
Um,
think there's a lot of cleaning to do around here.
One more thing I wanted to note, on each one of your data pads or your credentials, you each had what's called a duty. Fantastic name, I know, and
Yeah.
and what this is it's similar to obligation, but it's basically your service to an organization. So when you complete objectives for the sector rangers, you accrue this duty, and when you get up to 100 points with this, you can exchange it for different favors, for items, for a newer ship, like better items, like all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like a renown system too. So as you get more of this, you are better known within that organization. So
Yes, so you're a head of it, the duty head.
whatever you want, Elijah.
All right, I'll be right back.
That's exactly it. That's what I always wanted to be.
Also, other things
Epic.
other things you can do too. So you have the name of this criminal, this bounty. You can certainly make knowledge checks to see if you know anything about that bounty. And the other people that you interacted with. Like Elijah made a check about the ship and the Tenloss Corporation and learned a lot of information about him. And Elijah, I'll remind you that Tanquilla Beach, the shadowport you're on, is home to what his name is Sprang, and he is the mechanic, the really famous mechanic who contracts with the Tenloss Corporation. So they have a minor presence on this station.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to make
And
a check to figure out what I know about the bounty?
of course, yeah. So you can make like underworld check would be ideal. Also, I want to remind you all that on Obsidian Portal, I post all of this information. So if you want to
Thank you.
stay in
Hey.
touch with that, I strongly recommend going there. All the characters you run into kind of like hop up on there. Adventure logs from each session are up on there, and all the available missions are up on there.
Shoot.
Amazing.
What would be the difficulty on the underworld?
I'll set it for you. It's 3 purple, so it's hard. And I'll set that and there's a setback die.
Tell me when to click.
You are good to go, my friend.
Oh, I clicked it.
Do I have to reset it again?
Is this the dice pool thing? We use the destiny pool yet?
Something just rolled.
Nope. It rolled.
All right. Three failures. Oh, you do not have a lot of underworld. Three threats. Three failures and one threat. So when you're like staring, so his like a hollow projector of this picture that is on there pops up and it's like rotating. You don't recognize him. You just don't remember him at all. And so you're staring at this and you're actually gonna start like I'm imagining you're like walking to the bar as you're like quickly doing this, and you kind of like look up and you're just like in a sea of kind of people on this space station right now, so you're a little bit lost. And
Yogi! Yogi! Yogi!
and like more desperately, you cannot find, you don't remember exactly where the cantina is.
I like pull over the closest person. Have you seen Yogi?
You pull over and it's like an Aqualish, and they're like, "Excuse me, I don't, Yogi, get your hands off of me, heathen!"
You know Yogi? Where is he? Yogi!
And people like the sea of people start to like part as this ginormous Wookiee is just screaming out for his brother.
Everybody move!
Appreciate some Andre the Giant.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go around yelling Yogi till I find Yogi.
All right. Yeah. So the rest of
Kid
you,
who lost his mom at a fair.
what are the rest of you doing? So Kiev was like, "Let's go get drunk," and just ran off the ship and kind of just
Okay.
like disappeared into the crowd. I know that's hard to believe with this, since he's a ginormous Wookiee, but
I'll just say, like, aren't I the only one that with money here? I was gonna get drunk. Yeah.
I mean,
He's a grown Wookiee. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
I do believe that I have 5 credits.
I'm not totally broke.
I'd like to try to repay Raybar for his gesture with the credits. I'm looking for a game, a
Brother,
street
hit me
game,
back for those credits.
chance.
That was me.
a street game of chance.
I'm looking I'm looking to make a little credit.
I love this. I love this. Sure. Why don't you make me like a streetwise or perception check to see if you can find if you're just like on the street looking for this. Or
Gonna
if
be perception. Yeah.
fantastic. And this is just average with a setback die, and I'll set that up for you. And the reason for the setback die is it's just really like it's really busy and stuff,
Yeah.
so it's going to be kind of off the main path. All right, go ahead and roll it whenever you're ready. Ooh, so you're kind of like overwhelmed right now, and your brother's missing, so you're like probably like a little bit like not focused on this task at hand, but you do have an advantage. So you're not finding this street game, but you do have an advantage.
Okay. Well, I mean, in the corner of my eye, can I see Kiev?
Sure, sure.
Really far away though, like
Yeah.
super far. Like
Yes.
at the other end of a busy street, and just like, are you okay?
Yeah. So
Yogi?
you turn around and you guys lock eyes, and it's just like a sea of heads in between you two. Like everything's like bustling and going, and you just lock eyes, and you can see each other yelling at each other, but you can't quite hear yourself because it's really noisy.
I sprint. I'm gonna hit people and sprint.
Make me an athletics check.
Okay. Do I need to set up anything or just click athletics?
Just click athletics. Oh
It's
no,
perfect.
you are knocking people out of the way. So this
Hey,
failure.
Gabe, it still has 2 purples.
Yep, I set
Okay.
that up. I set that up.
Okay, cool.
So you're like plowing people over. You're like a running back in football, or more accurately, probably like a lineman in football who's running towards the end zone. And you know how people just like ball up on top of them. But you have an advantage.
So I'm gonna use the advantage for my friend, my brother here. Like, even though I don't know it from a meta perspective, I am this linebacker running through the crowd. I like knock over some people gambling, and they all get really pissed and start chasing me.
I love it. Yeah. So, so you're like running, and you were like kind of like on a side street, and right on the corner, there's like some people like doing a little bit like one of those like guess where the thing is games with
Okay.
a dice, and you just like throw one person, and their table just goes. And some credits like spill out along the ground. And this guy turns to you, and he's and this creature is. We will make him a. This is actually, we'll say this is a Toydarian. So the from episode 1, the flying bat character.
Okay.
And he goes, "Hey, look what you're watching! Where you going? Hey, come back here!" And he starts flying after you. And he's like, "You gotta pay me my credits, bub." And yeah, and he's
no.
just he's chasing you as you're reconnecting with your brother.
Yogi.
Hey, it's so good to. Hey, it's really good to see you in this crazy place. What happened here?
I got lost, Yogi. It was
Oh
really
man, me
scary.
too, man. Hey, you brought a friend here. Who's this guy?
Hey,
Yeah,
he
who is
owes
this
me
guy?
money. You're gonna pay up a
What
brother
do you
reunion.
mean? You've only been here 5 space minutes. What's going on?
I
What?
don't know, Yogi. I was lost, and I saw you, and I ran there. So this guy's probably lying.
Yeah, you
Lion?
lying?
Hey, I ain't no lion. But since you owe me some money, how about you pay up now? All right, bub?
I don't got no money.
You ain't got. Oh my god! And he like flutters around in a circle, and he's like, "Well, how you gonna repay me? My whole stand, my day of work is out."
What kind of stand you running?
Oh, you know, a little bit of a game of chance for lucky people. Clearly not such as yourselves.
All right, how about this? You play me, and my brother is off the hook if I win.
He strokes his chin. He's like, "And since you're already in debt to me, what do I get if I win?"
Uh, and then I take out. Um, what do I even have?
That is a phenomenal question. Let
I
what?
take out poison gas grenade.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Uh, he looks at it, he's like, "Is that a grenade?" And he flies like up and away from you a little bit, and he's like, well, that could fetch a pretty penny on the on the space market. All right.
Yeah, deadly neurotoxin inside. You know,
Whoa.
the kind that lingers.
He's like eyeing you a little bit, and he's a little bit unsettled, and so he's like, "Well, all right, let's get to a game of chance. You know,
Right.
dealer's choice. What do you want to play?"
I mean, I can use skullduggery for this, right?
Yeah. And so he's basically like, "What game is Yogi's game of chance that he wants to play?"
I don't know. Anything I can cheat at.
That is a really long list. Um, we could do Hintaru if you wanted, which is an
Sure.
actual game. How it works is both of you roll 2 boost dice. And so you'll roll your 2, and what you're trying to do is match them up. And what we'll say is if you want to cheat and do skullduggery, so basically you both roll, and then the dealer, quote unquote, rolls a setback die, and that subtracts from your dice, and you're trying to get matches or pairs. So matches of successes or matches of advantages, and the more pairs and matches you get, the higher the point is, and successes are worth more than advantages. And again, then the dealer rolls a setback die, and that subtracts. So if you're going for advantages and the dealer rolls a setback die, and he gets a threat, then it subtracts, and you don't get your points. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna try to cheat as much as possible here.
I love it. Go ahead and just roll me like right off the start. Roll me your 2 boost die, and I don't have anything in my pool, so you can just roll 2 boost die.
Here it is. Oh, I'm pushing the roll but it's not working.
Really? That's so weird.
Just in dice pool, yeah, I got 2 blues.
There it goes.
Oh, there they come.
All right.
Gotcha.
So we'll just take
This
that
is the
second
first
one.
one. Yeah.
We'll take
Oh,
that
okay,
second
sure.
one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't mind that. All right, here is this guy's. So this is
Man, that's about as good as it gets.
that is literally as good as it gets.
Didn't even have to cheat.
Didn't even have to cheat. So his name is Talon, and so um, we'll say that he's like okay, and he takes you back to his table. He sets it back up, and he actually takes you inside of a cantina. And so the two of you end up. And right before we play this game, I just want to hop over to our friends. What are Reyabr and Kaqui doing while the Wookiee brothers are on their adventure? The Adventures of Yogi and Kiev.
Wookie Brothers.
So we actually just get some work done and start looking for leads, I guess.
Looking for leads? Sure.
Yeah.
What exactly are you looking for leads on the bounty or on like the Ten Lost Corporation and ex Imperial pirates?
I'm happy to get any information I can for either, but let's prioritize the bounty considering we were broke.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. So, how is Reyabr going about finding leads? Is he just walking up to random people on the street asking them questions, or is going to like information hubs, or is he going to try and find like a cantina to ask some
If
specific
there's an
questions?
information hub for this kind of stuff, perfect. If not, I would assume like scummy like bars or shady areas and start asking questions around there.
Cool. The other thing you can do too, Reyabr has some is in the network of criminals, so he could also make a knowledge check to see what he might know about this guy even before
Yeah.
sitting down. Like he might know of him outside of this. So
Perfect.
um
That's-
if you want to do Underworld, it's going to be hard with a setback die, but there are other avenues in which to go with this.
I only have lore as a skill, I believe, for knowledge stuff. So
Knowledge lore. That would be a little bit harder because he's not really like a.
So I can just do.
Reyabr is by the ship. He can ask Turbo.
Yeah, like the two of you could be sitting down at your like conference
Oh,
table.
I'm not sitting down. I'm working on the ship.
Sure, but like you could be like working on the ship and like you two can be together for sure. And so this could be a group check then where you get to roll with Kaqui stuff, but just talk me through how that's happening. So Kaqui, you're working on the ship, like you have your hydro spanner and your welder, and you're like kind of fixing the whole trauma. And yeah, Reyabr,
And I'm also, you know what? Yeah, I want to talk with Reyabr because I need him to track down some paint if he's.
cool. So yeah, walk me through that. Like, you go ahead and play that out.
Well, first I have to know who I know, Gabe.
All right, yeah.
What's
So
this man's name? Have you heard of? Let's see here.
his name
Corin
is
Doba.
Corin Doba. And
boy.
if you want to make an underworld check, it's going to be. I'll set the difficulty, but you can make the check. It is set. Are you rolling, E? Or anybody?
Oh, I assumed Elijah was rolling.
Yeah. Sorry. Did you? It was.
I got the difficulty set. You just have to click the skill.
All right, excellent. Thank you, man. Was unsure of that.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, and this is in regards to paint, right?
Oh, you want to make it for paint? That'll be different.
That'll be different. Should I do two different ones? Because paint is the first thing on my mind.
So Reyabr asked you if you knew this character, this Corin Doba.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, the underworld would be to know that.
Okay, underworld.
And then you can roll for paint. Hot diggity dog.
Oh, that's some good rolls.
Yeah, you are familiar.
Holy shit, you have a lot of knowledge for underworld.
That 4 int. So you you know Korandoba to be a very careful smuggler and pirate who has been increasing recently in renown. He has been cultivating quite a name for himself as being um, not merciless, but just like a really smart criminal has been running a lot more products through. He's been coordinating with several different criminal organizations such as the Black Suns, the Huts, and you know that this planet where he was last seen is kind of where it seems like most of the traffic is going through. It seems to be one of his home base operations, the planet of Mijos. Um, so yeah, you know he's at the top of a emerging criminal organization. You have 3 advantages. What do you want to use those for?
I need paint.
You need paint.
I want really, really high end paint.
Cool.
This guy maybe this guy jogs my memory of. He is
Yeah, so as you're like reflecting on your criminal connections and network that you've been able to cultivate, you remember that you were on this planet actually buying paint last time you were here, and the store owner coincidentally was the one where you first heard Corandoba's name. Because Corandoba had been the one who had smuggled this high-end paint that you normally can't get on this station to the station. And just coincidentally, this store owner was bragging about this paint and had dropped the guy's name who got it to him. Not very professional, but yeah, that's so you know like a store with some pretty fantastic paint.
Sweet.
It's almost like you know somebody.
I convey that to Ray.
Cool.
Sure.
And
It's
yeah.
spilled out in a very technical way, just like that. All the information organized.
And
Big smuggler man.
are you staying with the ship, Kakwi, or are you going with Reyabr to hunt down your
Oh yeah,
paint?
I'm all about, dude. This is my signature vehicle.
All
All
right.
about it right now. I'm getting to know the heart and soul.
Cool. So Kakwi relays that in
I'm
Kakwi
like
terms.
so focused on this.
Yeah, you just take like a left and a right, then a left and another right, and you're there. There's the shop. You can't miss it. And with your directions,
Yeah.
I'm turbo.
yeah, and so Raybar, you set out into this mass of people to find this paint, and we are going to star swipe over to a seedy cantina table in the corner of this map that I put on Roll20. He walks you into this back table, where there's some other people sitting there, but they clear out as soon as they see Talon come in, and he sits you down, and you begin to play Hintaru. And so he is going to roll his 2.
Your best shot, you know.
Maybe he's going to roll them?
There's a delay, I think.
Yeah, there's been a really bad delay. Well, we'll give it a second. We'll give it another second. We'll refresh the page.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's so weird. I'll try and like restart it again.
Cantina. Like it.
Okay.
It's got like a RimWorld look.
Yeah, it's a little bit nicer than some of the cantinas you've been in. There we go. All right. So right now, he is showing this. So at this stage, what happens is you can re-roll. So he can re-roll one of his boost die if he wants, and he's gonna re-roll that blank.
Okay.
And so he is gonna re-roll 1. And of course now
If
it's
the
not
bot
rolling.
wants to let him.
I'm assuming you do not want to re-roll any.
I'm gonna stay.
What is while we're waiting for this dice roller to roll? What is Yogi Kiev getting up to?
Tell him it's your birthday at the bar. Maybe you could get a. Oh shit.
All right, so he's
You're still
rolling.
winning, aren't
He has oh, it rolled
All right.
twice again. It rolled twice again. That's so frustrating. We'll take that first one. So he's showing one less than you.
Well,
He's
you
showing.
could take the second one, and then I can do some skullduggery.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he re-rolls and he gets the perfect roll, and
You let me take my second roll. Take the second roll, and then I'll try to do some skullduggery to be like, oh man, this guy must be cheating too. I gotta cheat more.
and so you're late in and so this is the part of the game, unless you want to do something where the table rolls a setback die.
Wait, so are we neck and neck, or like how much more of the entire game is there to play?
So what happens is there's one more roll, and it's the table. The table rolls the setback die, and then you get one more re-roll if you want. So you get to wait to see what the table rolls. And remember,
Let's wait.
yep.
Let's wait.
So the table's gonna roll.
Wait, before that happens, Gabe,
Yeah,
can I go to the bar and do something quick?
of course.
So I'm gonna go up to the barkeep and be like, Talon said he wants a few drinks for him and the Wookiee and me on his tab.
And so the bartender is a droid, and he goes, I need proof of confirmation.
He's right there. Do you
to-
want proof, or do you want to keep your droid arm?
Make me a coercion check.
I'm probably bad at those. Okay, click.
Oh man! All right. He goes,
Hey, you guys are gonna hang it in.
yes, right away, sir. I'm so sorry. What? And he's like, what's the drink?
Strongest you got.
Strongest. Oh, and he turns around. His arms like extend up. Like he has like extendo arms that go up, and he grabs two bottles off the top, and they sink back down. He sets up 3 drinks on the table, and he pours them.
Whoa. You can leave the bottles.
Uh, I'm sorry. This does not process. This
It's
is
his tab.
all right. And he just like reluctantly places them on, turns around, and then like punches in the price. Please don't tell him I was hesitating.
Just curious, how many credits was the bottle worth?
A lot.
So much.
A lot.
Awesome.
It was probably like 150 credits worth of alcohol, because it was 2 bottles.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to the table.
Are you bringing the bottles or just the glasses?
I'm gonna put the bottle in like my back
Cool.
pocket area, but
Cool.
then the shot glass is over. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
And you set them down, and Torin looks at you and he goes, "Hey, not a bad Wookiee, huh?" And he downs it, and he downs it in one as the table rolls 1 setback die. So you are tied at 2 advantages and a success, both of you.
Yeah, I guess whatever the table rolled, we would have been tied. I guess so.
Yep. But so this is an
Okay.
opportunity. So like you could like make a skullduggery check and try and get all advantages. So you could get 4 advantages up on the board. Or you could have one of your dice flip to the double advantage side, so you would have 3 advantages and a success.
Yes. I'll try that.
Cool. And we'll see what happens, and that'll determine the end result. So make me, you're going to roll opposed to his vigilance. And his vigilance, is not great. It is just going to be average. And I'll give you a boost die for Kiev. I'll put that in my pool, so I added it. For Kiev, giving him the shot. I feel like as soon as he takes the shot, the dice rolls, and you make your move.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Boosh.
And then
Oh,
we gotta
I'm
wait.
skipping
Then we
one.
gotta wait.
Skipping
That was
one.
so anticlimactic. This is super frustrating.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
nice. With us like you're like reaching over to your shot glass, and as you reach over, you're able to like move your die, and you take it down. Or tell me how you do it. Don't let me tell you. Tell me how you do it.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like, pussyfoot it or anything. I'm just gonna like turn the die around, like as he's taking back the shot, just like flip,
I
and
love it.
then and just like cough or something. Like,
Awesome. Yeah, you're successfully doing this. And you have two advantages. It is like while your description of it wasn't the most elegant thing, Yogi's execution is flawless.
Have you seen The Sting, Pierre?
what?
You seen The Sting movie? It's like one of the famous heist movies.
Yeah, it rings a
Remember?
bell. A while back.
Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Classic. It's a classic. You're just reminding me of a scene from it. You should watch that movie.
I mean, I'm a Wookiee like fumbling with little dice, just like I just like knock the table and it turns over, and yeah, he's none the wiser.
None the wiser. He's happy. This drink went straight to his head, and you have two advantages that you get to spend. What do you want those advantages to be?
I'm gonna be like,
I'm happy to give you some ideas if
He offers to buy us drinks, dude.
so the other thing is this is like a betting game. So like traditionally
Yeah.
each stage you're betting, you could say he's like bets a bunch on this final one, or like Adam said, he can be buying drinks like this drink. He's like wants to buy one for the table.
sure. Let's say he's got credits on the table that we could win. Sure.
So as like right after you slip this, he's taking a shot, he slams it down and he says, "Hey, you know what will make this interesting?" He throws he'll throw like a bag of credit chips on the table, and they kind of like it like falls and you see him sprawl out, and you see there's probably like 100 credits here, and he goes,
Now we're talking. All
he's like,
right, Talon, here we go.
and he goes, "You know what'll make this interesting? I'll throw some credits in. However, if I lose, you get the credits. But if I win, I get two nice Wookiee bodyguards for a
I
week."
mean, well, hey, you set the rules. We just play the game. All right, let's take a look at the dice.
And he goes, "All right." And he looks down. And the dealer, who is a droid, says, "Well, it looks like we have the Wookiee winning with 3 advantages and 1 success. 2, I'm sorry, 3 advantages, no success, because I rolled a failure. And we have Master Talon rolling, well, 2 advantages and a success. And by the rules that were offered, credits will be exchanged to the Master Wookiee. Shall we play again?" And Talon is like furious. He's like, "Hey, no, you, what? No, how did this happen? I don't know how this happened." And he's like going to like reach for his credits.
Win some, you lose some. All right. I think I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, while I still got my brother, and we're not your indentured servant Wookiees. I think we're good here.
"Oh, no, one more game. Come on, let's make it interesting." And he pulls
Triple or nothing.
he pulls out a bigger bag, and you can hear like a hefty amount of credits in there.
What do you think, Kay?
Quadruple or nothing.
Kay's just chugging back on like a 100 credit bottle of whiskey.
I mean, you twist my arm. Sure, why not?
And you slide back into your seat, and the dice start rolling up again. And we'll
Okay.
cut over to Reyabr, who is navigating the mean streets of Tanquilla Beach, trying to follow your Chadrofran friends' directions.
Yeah, it's right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you just make me a streetwise check?
Sure.
It's gonna be average with a setback die. And I'll give you a boost die because of Kakui's directions, even though they don't deserve it.
Street.
Yep. And we might just need to wait a second. The nice little delay.
Like it was kind of rushed, but I gave him some really key things.
Yeah, for sure. You're like, you'll see this sign. It's like one of the O is out. I'm pretty sure.
So, what have you guys been up to lately?
While we wait for this, while we're waiting for Raybar's roll, what's Kakui's just working on the ship?
Yeah, he's.
What's specifically?
Oh, there's the hull damage, of course.
Okay.
He has to figure out how he wants to beat the ship.
Okay.
Which he's been thinking about furiously.
I'm scared to ask. How does he think?
I mean,
another second one. I guess,
currently looks like this one, like the one in the picture, like the red and ish one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm gonna think on it. I'll tell you guys what it looks like when we get back. But
cool.
Like, mostly that, and he wasn't finished exploring it.
Sure. So he's just crawling around doing his things. Cool. So you have a success, a threat. And did you mean to roll your force die?
No.
No, I don't know why that happened.
Not me. I'm like,
that was an
I
accident.
don't remember rolling anything.
No, not you. All right. So yeah, you're able to find this vendor. And it actually turns out it's like a street vendor that's just like built back into it almost looks like part of the asteroid, and he can just like pull down his flap and like close his shop. And he has all sorts of
flap.
he pulled out his he has all sorts of different like equipment out here, like a lot of droid parts, some low tier weapons and stuff like that. But you don't see any paint up front here. And the person behind the stall is I don't want that species. I don't want another Duros. Okay. Is a Syrian. And Syrians are the people with a really tall head. Who's one of the Jedi Masters on the council. She looks really cool, so we'll just say this. And I'll post a picture into... Yeah. So yeah, she's standing behind, and she noticed you like linger into her booth, and she goes, "Well, hello there. Are you here to buy some fine things from my stall?"
Oh yeah, I was looking something for like some really nice paint for a ship.
Oh, paint? Oh, you don't
My
say.
friend Turbo told me about this place.
A Turbo. Well, that seems to ring a bell, but I don't know off the top of my head. Unfortunately, my friend, it seems as though we're all sold out of paint. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
you can kind of notice she's like holding something back, like she's a little bit more stiff.
I paint.
Sorry.
What's that?
So she's just lying. It's alright. I know it's illegal. It's fine.
Illegal? I would never sell anything illegal. I don't know why you. Why don't you make me a charm check or negotiation check?
I'll go with charm.
Charm?
I didn't know negotiation was a skill, so I put it in charm instead. Or I missed it or something. Can you look at my character again? Bam.
And wait another 10 years for this thing to roll. This is so infuriating.
Oh, I think I know why I forced it. Okay, I think the force should be gone if I stop rolling. I think it was just one dice pool.
Got it.
Accident.
Got it. All right. Oh my God. Ho. All right.
Oh, goddamn.
So 3 successes, a triumph. And are you again? Are you trying to roll the force die or no?
No, it was an
Okay,
accident.
okay.
It's gonna stop now. So I took it off the
But 2 threats. So you see her like look both ways and like gesture for you to come around, and there's actually like in this asteroid, like she's like built it out, and so you can like kind of like walk back in, and it's almost like this small little storage room. And she gestures around and says, "Look, we can't talk about these things out in the open. People hear and people report. I want to stay in business.
Oh, I was just mean the shop. I thought it was fine.
So she's like pulling you back in. The success here, right, is that she's like trusting you. You've successfully charmed her, so she's like there with you. She still doesn't have paint though. Like
Oh,
she is genuinely sold out of paint. And I think with this too, you're realizing that she's like, and the paint seller that you're talking about, well, let's just say they're not too kind to me sharing out their name. And you have this triumph here. What do you want to use that
well.
triumph for?
Could you tell me how to get in contact with this person?
Oh, for
Or
sure. And
yeah.
so she says, "Look, I don't want any trouble, okay?" And so she's writing down like a comm number. But this mutual friend of ours and Kaqui's, who originally sold me this paint, I'm they don't take too kindly to strangers reaching out to them. But here's how I get in contact with them if you want. I warn you, they've stepped up their game, I think, a little bit since Kaqui has been or Turbo has been in touch with them. So just tread carefully. Basically communicating that he's not the most patient or forgiving individual.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the info.
Yes. Now can I help you? And she like returns to her like kind of like she's like kind of shuttling you out, and responds to her demeanor of like, can you I interest you in this holdout blaster, or better yet, how about this droid arm? As she's like kind of shuttling you out.
That sounds great. I'm actually pretty broke. Uh,
And she just kind of like she just face palms a little bit and says, right, I should have suspected.
yeah. Well, I'll see you around, and I'll leave.
Like finger guns her and like
Yeah,
walk away.
I did snap and do finger guns when I said that.
Oh, that's hysterical. All right. And she just like shaking her head, and she goes back to trying to pull other people in. And yeah, you have this comm number in which she used to get in touch with Corin Doba.
I'll make my way back to the ship, I guess.
Fantastic. And Kakui, have you
Can I repair the ship?
yeah, why don't you make me a this
Hey,
is
baby.
an
It's
E
you and me now. Okay.
it,
Talk to me.
and it creaks a little back at you. This is just an
No.
easy mechanics check.
Okay, well, I get because of signature vehicle, get an upgrade on the mechanics check.
Yeah. So I can do that for you. So I have the
very good.
I have the
was just gonna
difficulty
let
in
you
the
set
upgrades.
everything up.
And just
I'm just gonna hit the button.
Yep. Sounds great to me.
All right.
That was also a ridiculous charm roll.
That was insane. Yeah.
Like the
Awesome.
epitome of why I love this system is you can like royally succeed, get this triumph that like gets you this big thing, and yet still have threats that are just like just like a little kick in the gut.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know why this is being so difficult.
It's just so slow for some reason.
If I hit the button, it just takes a while to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reloading, locked and reloading. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Only
So-
good rolls.
That's some big yellows.
Stop clicking it. Stop
Oh.
clicking it. We'll roll
Which
with
one would you like?
yeah, we'll go with just the first one. So, you're healing the system strain and the wound threshold, so you're back up to full. and you have this triumph, and the advantage gets the system strain, and the successes get the wounds or the hull trauma. And you have this triumph. What do you want that triumph to be?
Does it like reduce it by that amount, or do I just heal?
You heal it.
Okay.
We're just saying. We're just saying you do it.
Get the triumph. Okay. As the triumph, can I fall deep in the guts of like this vehicle? You know, very intimate place. Figure out a way to increase the max speed of the vehicle to 3.
Oh.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, totally. You totally can. So you find like actually as you're like deep in this, right? You've surpassed
the nitro tanks.
Yeah, you've surpassed Luke's going shoulder deep, and you've gone full Chadrafan deep. And you are deep in the bowels of this ship, just like getting to know like every piece of circuitry, like right, like these ships are built from the ground up, and you're like going through who like built this ship, and you're seeing, and like at one point you come to like the engine thrusters. You're back in the engine, and you notice there's this like dampener on it, and it's not like intentional, but it was like the circuitry here was wired so poorly, and like the mechanics, that it's like literally like impeding its ability to like fire repulsors and energy into the engines. And you're just like, oh my god, you poor ship, who would do this to you? They're like cramping and hurting your style. And you're able to like, you basically strip out a bunch of scraps from here that were like totally not needed. It was almost like scar tissue for the ship's engine. And you strip it all out. So not only are you raising it to top 3, but you're gonna have 200 credits worth of scrap metal.
Hell yeah.
So your ship now can go speed 3. It's still so slow. Goddamn.
All the way up to 3.
I mean, that's like if it was 3 to 4, I would have been a lot more hesitant.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and with that, so you're working and just getting to know this ship. I'm also, just to foreshadow for you, E, I'm gonna figure out what you want to name this ship. And I think that could be a group conversation, but just to start marinating on it now. Because I'm assuming you're going to want to change its IFF frequency, which is, I forgot what it stands for. Star Wars. It's the identification frequency transponder. Oh, sorry, it's IFT. Identification frequency transponder, which is what identifies like your ship for what it is, and you can change that. And so right now it's identified as the Lazy Bantha, connected to 10 Lost Corporation. All right, and with that, we're gonna star swipe back over to Yogi and Kiev, who are in this cantina sitting down for a second round of.
Can I get in on this round too? Yogi,
Yeah.
can you throw me some money?
How much are you betting? Talon says, so what's the stakes to you boys, huh?
3 years of slavery.
Well, I mean, you have some credits. We just want some credits here. Well, how much credits did we just win?
Maybe you to give us 2,000 credits if we win, but if we lose, we're your bodyguards for 2 weeks.
Oh, this is interesting. I like the way your brother thinks here. All right. 1,500 credits, and I get you for the whole cycle. Just that's going to be a month.
2,000 credits.
Ah, you drive a hard bargain. And he takes another drink, and says, deal, and sticks out his tiny Tordarian hand.
Okay. My brother rolls this one. But I stay very like nearby.
Yeah,
2 boost.
Yeah, you just roll 2 blue die. And I'll have once you roll.
I clicked roll. We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
All right. Well, while this is taking, I really have to pee. I'll be right back.
All right.
Doo-doo.
I'm working so hard on
Oh,
guys.
nice.
I'm like,
That's hard to beat.
That's a good roll, right?
Yeah.
You don't even need to cheat for me.
That's the thing. That's like the secret. Play
to just be good at dice rolling.
Be be
Just
really
roll well.
have a Wookiee's luck. You know, there's nothing luckier than two brothers.
Just two brothers.
Just two brothers, yeah. And then they get taken to a cantina, and then they steal some bottles of booze, and there's gambling, and they're gonna get 2,000 credits.
I'll finally be able to pay back Turbo.
Yeah, this is more than I imagined. That's great. Cheating is, I mean, maybe not even cheating, but gambling's great.
You know, my character has a gambling addiction too.
Really? Where are you at?
I didn't know you were going off gambling, so I saved the ship and then I went to do something productive.
Don't worry, Louis. You can gamble with us on the ship.
With like 15 creds.
We know this game. We're gonna be, dealing the pants off of you. Strip Wookie poker.
Wookie poker. That sounds like a sex position.
You know, we save the handshakes for after the game, but
All right. So 2 advantages and a success. Nice. And he is gonna
Okay.
roll. And as he rolls, all right. So this initial bet is just the ante, right? We're gonna build off of it, obviously.
What's an
well,
ante?
of course.
Oh, all right, all right. So right now he is winning. Just FYI.
How about I change that luck?
You like hit the table as he's rolling.
Yeah.
Let me pour you another drink.
But remember, I want to go through the stages again. So now everybody gets a reroll. If you
Yeah,
want,
we get a reroll.
you can
get a
reroll
reroll.
if you want.
Yeah,
And
let's do that.
then the table rolls a setback die, and then you get one more reroll.
Just for my own confirmation, advantage is worse than success.
Yeah. It's not as good. So that's why he's winning right now.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's reroll the double advantage.
Okay, so
Just
that
reroll one
means
blue.
reroll. Yeah, okay. 10 minutes later, we'll get the result.
Yeah, right. So he goes, oh, wow, that was super quick. So you are
Wait.
tied now.
Even Stevens.
So you re-roll the double advantage, and he goes, "Oh, bold move, the double advantage. That's still a good one." All right.
Really bold.
And
that
then
was a good strat.
and then so your success comes up, and he goes, "Oh well, lucky duck, huh? All right. Let's up this bet, huh?"
Yeah, we're gonna be evens.
4,000 credits.
Go higher.
All right, 4,000 credits, easy, no problem. But if I win, man, what do I want from you people? Oh my goodness.
Hey, what do you mean?
I have a
people?
particular job that I think you both would be quite suited at, and you do it for free.
Oh man.
And you can't say no to this.
We don't get to know what it is beforehand, I assume.
You want 4,000 credits? That ain't chump change, bud.
Throw in a case of Tatooine Light.
Change, bud.
Tatooine Light. He
Yeah,
like
we get Tatooine Light for K here, and then we'll call it. That's the new bet.
that we'll call it. That's it. Yeah. He goes, All right. 4,000 credits a lot though, so you better like this job. And he's gonna stick out his hand, to shake on it.
Yo,
Alright.
K, or not K. Yo, Yogi, you want to give him the old Wookiee handshake?
I'm gonna teach him the Wookiee handshake, and as part of skullduggery, does that include like putting things or pickpocketing or stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, that's a little too complex. I was trying to like give him a bad die or something, like give him,
Mm,
but I don't have one, so it doesn't. I mean, I use like a force point,
you
but I
could
feel like we got this in the bag. I don't know. I'm not gonna do anything silly. I'll give him the Wookiee handshake. I'll talk him through it, like, yeah. So don't fly away from me, okay? I'll and then I'll like, I don't know how he would do it to me though, but yeah, I guess how does he do that? Like, now you got it. Now you got to. Now you got to lift me up.
oh, he like tries and he just can't. He's like,
Oh,
oh,
that's all
so
right.
I lift you up. How's this? And he's like flies
Keep
under you.
flapping. Keep flapping. I think you need a couple more shots. Just keep flap. Okay.
All right, can this count? And he's like pushing off the ground now, like flying with his wings, like at the back of your knees, like almost on your butt, trying to like push
It's
you
as
up.
good as a signature.
All right, this was not fun. I did not enjoy this.
All right, let's get back to the dice. All right.
Yeah, all right. Well, the deal's the deal. The deal's on the
It was
table.
fun for me because
I'm
you're so
gonna
small.
I think I'm gonna sit and wait to see what the dealer do. And
All right.
the dealer is going to roll a setback die. Oh, so that doesn't impact the game at all. So as of now, you are both tied, neck and neck. And the roll comes back
Who
to you.
rerolls first?
You go. It's
Oh, it comes back to us.
Yep.
So we need to.
Oh, geez. This is a lot of pressure.
I mean, if we stay and then we see what he does, maybe he rerolls. Like,
But what if he rerolls and wins? Shouldn't we cheat?
we can
Like roll and cheat?
we can tamper. Yeah, I think we should stay because this
So
is strong.
So you're staying. All right.
Wait. Before we stay, if I don't think you can tamper with his dice, right?
I can give him a
There's ways
setback.
to. There's ways to.
Okay. We should stay then.
Yeah.
Um.
I would rather do that rather than us roll and get a poorer thing, and then he doesn't have to do anything, right?
So yeah. And he is. So you stay. The droid looks over at. And he goes, how interesting. All right. Not going for the big bucks. You're going for overtime. All right. Well, watch this. And he
Yeah, I
goes
want to
to.
follow the leader. Let's see what you do.
And so he's going to roll. And you're going to make a vigilance against his.
Is he gonna try to?
Do I also get
wait a
vigilance?
second.
Well, if I was there, I'd kiss him.
Yeah, you can make me group. So you
Can we choose who does the vigilance?
if you're looking out for cheating, which wouldn't be out of the world, you can do perception. No, you can make a group check. So you choose your best skill and your best thing, and add a boost die.
Perception is yellow, green, green. What about you?
Sounds like it's you, dude.
so Kiev will give you a boost die.
Okay, cool.
And he is rolling 3 purple and a setback die. That's what you're rolling against.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I clicked, and now we'll hang out.
It seems to be like, oh no. All right, so you're missing. He goes to roll, and it rolls perfectly with 2 successes on 1 die. But you have an advantage.
Hey, what happened to the dice then? Like, I mean, so, I mean, I guess we don't see it, but we do have an advantage. Okay.
So can I tell you something? This could be your advantage, is what I'm about to tell you. There is not, on a boost die, there is not a side that has 2 successes on it.
Okay, that did sound fishy when you said it. And I didn't know to. Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Droid Dealer. Is this regulation?
And the droid looks over and says, "Regulation Hintaru dies do not possess two successes on a singular side. This seems to be a, what shall we call it? A fake." And as this is happening, Talon is like snatching his purse of credits and flying as fast as he can
I'm gonna
away.
try to grab him.
All right.
Go get him, Kay.
You are gonna make a like a coordination or athletics check,
Let me see.
or
Which
you
one's
can make like
better.
a brawl attack
Yeah,
as
can I
well.
make a brawl? I was thinking like I was
Yeah.
gonna grab him and then like punch him.
For sure.
Cool.
Also,
We're
I think
waiting.
I think it's reasonable to also say that you all like told the rest of your group, since you have comms, what you're doing.
You
Yeah,
wait, we have comms?
Yeah, you have comms.
I have a comm. I didn't know the other guys did too. I thought it was just two of us that comms.
I've got one. As long as
Oh,
we're
you have one. Okay,
paired.
perfect.
Yeah, Raybar and I can catch up.
So yeah, we're gonna swipe over, and Raybar, you get back to the ship, and I think it's safe to say like Kaqui is not visible as as he is
Alright.
somewhere with wires and stuff like
If
that.
he's not visible on the outside, I'll assume he's inside, and I'll go inside the ship.
All right. Yeah. Does Raybar find you, Kaqui? This is up to you.
I'll start looking around. I'll say his name a bit, but other than that,
No. He. I'm deep in the bowels, pulling out the thing, the scrap metal.
All right.
Things back.
So I feel like at this point though, this is right at the start of the second round, and I feel like Yogi or Kiev would like hop on the comms and be like, "Hey, we got some sucker down here, like on the tables," and so you would be able to if you wanted to. Raybar asks where you're at, Kiev and Yogi.
Yeah, we're at the what's the name of this place?
This is
Salty spittoon.
I was gonna say the Womp Rat.
Go for it, dude. Your game.
It's our game. It is not my game. It is our
Just the
game.
woozy Womp Rat. It's just down the hyper lane,
Yeah, there's signs for this everywhere. Like this is a pretty well established cantina.
The roll came through, Gabe.
Fantastic. All right. So you're failing to grab and brawl this guy, but you have two advantages.
Yo, some of those credits fall
Yeah, I was
out.
gonna say.
Yeah.
He escapes, but I hit him hard enough where his credits bag falls.
Sure. So you like reach to grab him, and you end up like punching him, and he does kind of like a barrel roll, and his bag like rips a little bit, and a bunch of credits fall down onto the table. Why don't you roll me 2d100? And 113 credits come falling out, and start littering the floor. And he's like, I'll see ya, Sith spawn, and he explodes from the thing. And Raybar, just as you're arriving, this crazy Tordarian flies out of the cantina, almost knocking you over. Why don't you make me a coordination check?
Sure. A coordination roll.
Yeah, up yours, you finicky flying fuck.
But I hear you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh. Damn.
Oh my god.
So many advantages.
This Toydarian, you get knocked over each other, but you have 4 advantages. What do you want those to be?
Can I just freeze him in place?
Yeah, sure. Like you could fall on top of him.
Oh, sure, that works too.
Yeah, so he like knocks into you.
I was saying like force power, but that's even easier. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, so he like knocks into you, and he hits you like right on your like knees, because he's like pretty short, and you fall over right on top of him, and you like pin his wing to the ground, and his like other one is like flapping like crazy. And Yogi and Kiev, you see this from inside the cantina. You see this happening.
Okay. We're trying to decide just very quickly. We don't want to spend too much time on this. We want to decide what credits we currently have, because did I win credits in the first game? Is
Yes,
that
you
right?
did. Yes, you did.
How much was that?
I think the bag he threw, he said it was 100, but there was 50 in it.
Ooh.
Said it was 100, but there's only 50 credits.
Yep.
Okay, so I have
Yep.
50 credits.
So you have
Alright.
total you have 163 credits.
Dope. Okay. Oh no, but that's total. Okay, so I'll
Yep.
take the 50. Yeah, K can take the 113.
Yogi, let's split down the middle.
Okay. So it's like a 62.
80. Wait, it was 160. 80.
163.
Yogi, did you want this guy?
You guys are
82.
splitting credits. You guys are splitting
Yeah, I
credits,
mean-
and Reyabr is like has this Toydarian like
Alright, 82,
flapping.
That's very cool.
Hey, get off of me! Get off of me! What are you doing? You stinking human! Get up! Come on!
The guy had some funny dice, you know.
Funny dice, eh?
The droid over there, he's got it all on his.
Oh wait, he has our money. Can you get our money, Reyabr?
Sure. Where's the money?
He's like holding it. He's like grasping it to his head. No, this is my money. This ain't their money. This is my money.
6,000 credits.
6,000. Where are you coming up with these
credits,
numbers? You ain't no mathematician.
I know I'm not, but I know my credits.
I don't believe either of them in this scenario very well.
Hey, Kay, I don't even think he's got 200 credits anymore. I mean, why don't we just
wait,
why don't we just
dude.
get his name, get his number, and
No, wait, dude. We should use a light side so he has a lot of money on him.
Is that how this works?
That is how.
I don't know. Is that how it works?
That's how this works.
Can we do that?
You can do that. I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you 6,000 credits, just to be transparent.
No, sure.
I'm not giving you
has-
6,000 credits.
I flipped
But
the
he has a
light
key
side.
to a
He has
incredible
more
ship.
money than he expected.
Yeah, he's like, guys, come on, this is my life savings. You can't, guys, please, like, you can't take this from me. Like, this is mine. This is my baby. And he starts stroking the bag of credits. You could safely assume there's probably like 750 to like 1,000 credits on him right now.
Okay.
Alright.
Hands it over.
Guys, come on, please.
I'll take my vibro knife and put it to his throat.
Oh my god. Make me a coercion check. And you're gonna have two big boost die for two big Wookiees.
We're in like this
love
little
this image.
jukebox zone. Is the jukebox area?
Oh yeah, we could totally be playing some jukebox music. I forgot that I could.
Alright, come on. Gonna be really good when you see it. Trust me, guys. You just look at the charm world.
It feels like it's like maybe on my end, like when I'm putting dice in, it slows it down.
What do I do?
We could try with us doing the dice pool.
Yeah, let's just
You
try
can
to see what
add a
happens.
modifier for certain situations, I guess.
Oh. I mean,
yeah, what dice pool
you
too.
can do the negative dice because like what I'm looking at is like the same as yours.
Yeah.
Oh, the top dice pool up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. You know what? It might have been actually. We didn't all reconnect after we reset the API, so that might be it as well.
Should I reload?
How do you refresh the API? Just like refreshing the page, or
Yeah, refreshing the page might do it.
I'll
Let's
try
just
that.
try. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll refresh too.
I will do it now.
Doing it now.
Put that cookie down! No!
Yeah, it showed up for me.
Oh yeah, it's there. Oh wait, that's a coercion.
All right, so he's like, "Hey,
Wait,
what's up?
the chat?
Coercion."
Oh no, that is the coercion. I
Yeah.
remember that. Never mind, yeah,
So he goes, "Hey, I deal with you guys all the time. Like, you guys don't scare me." As this blade is, he's like, "You're not gonna kill me right here and now."
Wait, Louis forgot the boost die, didn't he?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
there's no
he
boost
did.
die here.
Oh, You get 2 boost die. Go ahead and roll those.
Wow,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
both Kiev and Yogi.
How do I roll just the top?
Yeah, just at the top, you
Dice.
just click 2 boost, and then there's the dice in the middle.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this third question not too much. An advantage. Just tons of advantages.
So 4 advantages. So he's not scared or like coerced into doing it, but he's like, guys, come on, like I deal with
All right.
criminals like you all the time.
I just snatched the money out of his hand. Is it just the pouch he has? Like, just grab it. Start sneaking out, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure it's visible.
Yeah, so you can like basically credits are still like falling onto the ground as he's like clutching this. So you can just like rip the bag out of his hands. He's like, "Hey guys, how about this? I got lots of information about people who come through the station, criminals, crime lords. I know so much. All right? I could give you stuff if you just give me my money back. How about that? A quid quo quo. Quo, that's a thing, right?
Hey, that's a crime, I heard. No.
Are we really worried about the legal status of our interaction right now? That seems a little bit like moot to me.
Hey, who calling
Wait.
moot? Who you? What?
Hey, we're officers here, all right?
Your officers? Oh.
Yeah, pull my badge. I don't know what officers are.
Defeated at gambling with the sector ranger, you scum.
But a
Got me
sector ranger
now.
was gambling with me. You're the one who offered this whole
Welcome,
like.
Yogi.
Hey, these badges are like, look, they're like basically like made of like a plastisteel. Like they're barely sector rangers. Come on, man, they're not recognized out here. I thought you meant like a real law enforcement, like a Black Sun agent, or you know, like an ex-Imperial pilot. Then I'd be a little bit nervous.
We're here to change that name. One phony dice at a time.
Yeah, pretty much.
God, that whole episode is just so terrible. All right.
Do we have his money? Just
Yeah, you have his money.
Oh.
He's offering you information if you'll give him his money back.
We have information on how to contact our guy already.
We've already got the info.
I
Rayb,
gotta
are you
go on
been snooping?
for our bounty. I know how to contact him.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So we're done here.
I don't know.
Hey,
If we need
What
your
about
info, we need money back. Where do you live?
Where do I live? Oh,
Yeah.
I live along the block. He like tells you the address.
Right.
1418 Asteroid Lane.
Wait
Hey,
a second. He just said he was talking about ex-Imperial.
Oh,
We
what?
gotta find out about those.
Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about ex-Imperial people.
Do we want to ask him about that?
Oh,
though?
yeah. Hey,
So how about
Mr.
how much is that worth to you? Do you have any info about ex-Imperials?
I mean, yeah,
And Lost Corporation. Does that mean anything to you?
10 Lost of course. They sell disruptor rifles. Everybody knows the 10 Lost Corporation. You're gonna have to be a little bit
Everybody
more.
knows that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Everyone, Yogi.
And bucketheads, yeah, old bucketheads come through all the time on this station. Tanquilla Beach. However, you might want to go check out your boy Sprang. Sprang runs a shop for the 10 Lost Corp. He'll probably know more about it.
Oh, great.
How about we give him a couple credits for that, and then we can leave him be.
I gotta feed my family. Come on, guys, show a little
What?
respect.
You don't have a family.
Hey,
How
you don't
much
know that.
credits?
You don't know that. My daughter is completely fictional, but very, very real and sentimental to me.
Oh man, you got some issues. So, how much did you get off of him, Raybar?
I have no idea.
You can roll me
Yeah,
eight
it's not like I would know.
8d100.
Sprang. Talk to.
Can someone do? Oh, can you just do? It's rolling is the command.
So over on the left, there's like a symbol of the dice. You could pull that up, and you pull up a traditional dice roller. And you can just do.
Oh,
I can also roll it for you if you want.
how many d10? Or D100?
8 of them. 8 of them.
18, 100. Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll say he had 804 credits on him. So yeah, you open this bag and you see a bunch of 10 credit chits.
Yeah, a lot. I don't know, a few hundred.
That's all right. So am I getting these credits or not, boys?
You
Because
give him
like,
some credits, he lays off us, you know?
and how about this? I'll also give you this. There's been a recent development with the Bucketheads of they've been more organized recently. And it's like normally they just come through, they shoot some shit up, they take what they want, they leave. But now they're actually doing like business transactions, they're coordinating, collaborating. It's pretty creepy. The Empire has always been a brute force, you know? And now they're like being cunning. And a recent name that's come down through the pipeline is someone by the name of Terex. It seems to be some big boss man or something. All right, like that's all I got, man. I just run a like a scam on a corner. Like, what else you want from me?
All right, how about we give him, you know, 100 credits and we can get out of here.
100 credits? Come on, man. That's my money.
What? It's not your money. Didn't you lose it?
Man, you guys are the
All right.
worst thing that ever happened to me.
We can make
guys,
it
let me
worse
try
if you
something.
want it.
Hey, at
These
least
are
you're
not
getting
the
something,
droids you're
right?
looking for. I saw this once.
On a really bad hollow field.
Yeah.
Are you actually using your influence force power?
Yeah, just to shut this guy up and calm him down.
All right. You just have the base power.
Yeah, just the base power. Yeah, I can do it to more people if I want, but it's not really going to help in this situation. Where's the roll twice screen? Do I just roll a first time? That's it.
Yeah. 1 sec. Let me just make sure my dice pool is blank. What's the base power do again?
Let me go to that. Character info. Where would it be? Skills. Oh, it's down. Nope, not skills. Copied it in earlier one of these things. Oh, here we go. The character may attempt to guide, shape, or even twist the thoughts and feelings of others. Guiding thoughts only generate the number of negative emotions. When you use dark powers, you do negative emotions. Light powers, you can do positive emotions such as peace, tranquility, and friendliness.
Cool. So you're basically causing him to, and so we'll see what you roll. Go ahead and roll your force die.
One. Roll.
2 light side tokens. So what emotion are you trying to get him to feel?
Tranquility. Just trying to calm him down.
All right, so yeah, he's like, "That's my money," and then he's slowly like, all right, guys, like, this has been quite a day. I just think I need some space to think about this.
Yeah.
Come back to me if you have a change of heart. I'll take this 100 credits, right? You gave him 100 credits.
Sure.
All right, and he's like,
Yeah.
"All right, find me around the way if you need some more information and you're willing to, revisit whose credits these actually are. For now, I'm gonna go get a big fat nap and get back on that grind, cause well, I gotta build my fortune back up."
All right, you got it, Talon. Take a hike.
Yeah.
All right, and you leave your buddy Talon.
So what the hell happened to that guy?
And gambling's a hell of a drug.
Oh, what? Oh, nice job, guys. You cleaned it out?
Well, between us three, I did pull a little one under him. But then the stakes just kept rising and rising, and I was just like, and then Kay started rolling real hot and heavy, and then so much so that the guy thought, oh, maybe he was gonna cheat a little bit, but he didn't cheat as good as me. So then the droid was like, this is not regulation, and then I'm just glad that we're not his bodyguards. That would have been
Well, let me know
really
if you're killing it
annoying.
next time.
on
I have a
street.
knack for telling what rolls they're going to be. So,
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness, we gotta enter a tournament.
yeah. I have a really good knack. It let me just trade a few times. I did lose a lot of money one time, but
All right, so
most of the time it's on point.
we've got 704 credits, right?
And I think at this point you are back at the ship.
704.
704 divided by 4.
On top of
1676.
on top of the 163 that you made before too. So
Yeah,
That's just between me and Yogi.
we
so this
split
was
that
a
already.
pretty good outing. You went from no credits to 100 airs. Yeah, and so you're having this conversation as you're weaving back through the crowd back to the ship, and you arrive back at your ship. And how's it looking, Kaqui?
Oh, Bar never came back with the paint before, right? So I haven't had a chance.
Nope, but you could definitely have like stripped it of its paint for sure. If you wanted to break, yeah, if you want to break it down to its like base metal coat, which you would probably want to do anyway before repainting it.
Sure.
Yeah, so you come back and the ship looks a little different.
Oh, what the hell happened? I was only gone for like an hour since it's been here, right?
No time to waste, man. Yeah, big
Where is
plan.
he? I can't see him.
Oh, right, sorry.
Hey, Turbo, Mary, Spirit Day or whatever. Here you go.
Spirit Day. It's candle lights. Candle nights. No, it's Life Day, I think, in Star Wars. or
Life
something.
Day.
Yeah,
Life.
Oh,
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it the
Hey,
Christmas special
Turbo.
they did?
How much money do I owe you?
That is a great question. 25 credits?
Here's your 35. Thanks for the loan.
No problem. I know you're good with credits.
That sounded so confident. All right, so you're standing outside of this silver ship. Anything else you want to do?
Hey,
Oh yeah, the paint. So I went to the shop. Yeah, she's all out. She's all out. But I charmed her, and I got the contact information of the guy she got the paint from.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right.
We're
What do you
going
say,
on
Turbo?
a paint quest now. What is this?
Oh,
I'm
but he's probably the smuggler guy. What's his name?
Corin Doba.
Smuggles paint. Is that his thing? That's his fetish? Paint? What's
What?
going on? What?
No, he wants to paint the ship with some special paint. I went to the place for the special paint. She didn't have any, but her supplier, who's the smuggler, he has a bounty on his head, and I got his contact information.
Corindoba, paint
Yeah.
sniffer.
Well, he smuggles a lot of things. Paint, I guess, is just one of the things he smuggles.
Man, everyone's got their vices. That's all right.
I go to see him immediately.
You're going to Corin Doba?
What? You know where he is?
I want that paint.
He was last seen on the planet of Mojus. I think I said that
Sugar.
wrong.
Really? Like I can't just get paint?
Yeah, you can. You just said this one place, and there was a lot of threats involved, and so those were the threats.
Nice.
But you could set out and find another paint vendor. It will not be the same quality of paint. I mean, it does. It depends on how you roll.
There's no paint that I'm looking for that's so rare that I have to go to.
What's the difference between these paints? Like, what do you?
I just wanted nice, high quality paint.
And there was threats rolled. You could go back out and find another paint vendor. That is not a problem.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll just do this myself.
All right. I'm sorry. There was 3 threats, and the worst thing I could do to you was say there was no paint.
No, the only paint is on a distant moon.
That shit.
It was actually all destroyed in the Death Star. Sorry.
Just garbage out of here.
So make me like a Streetwise or Knowledge Underworld. You reduce rarity by 1, so we'll say this is a simple task. So there's no difficulty if you're just trying to find paint. There's plenty of
And
people
paint.
selling shit.
Some pastels,
Hopefully, I am skilled in find paint. Yes.
And depending on how you
Teach
roll,
the force and use
what
my
what
seek power
what colors
to
are you
find
looking
the
for?
paint.
E, what are you looking for? Like what colors is Kaqui looking for?
Kakui's looking for. He needs a lot of
Use red and orange for some
green,
flavors.
a lot of greens.
Okay, greens.
Some heads. And then, like he needs a little bit of every color, but he needs a lot of green.
A lot of green. Okay. I'm actually
Nice.
just gonna add 1. This is gonna be an easy check. Has anybody here seen Operation Petticoat?
What's that?
Sounds
It's-
familiar, but I don't think so.
Operation Petticoat is a movie about a submarine. I think during World War II. It's a comedy, and they're in like the Philippines or something, and they're trying to repaint their after like an attack. They're trying to repaint their ship, but all they have is red and white, and so their ship comes out. Holy poop!
Cary Grant.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you find a starship shop. Soren's ships and other stars.
And can I have a request with my 5?
I don't know. I don't think so. What do you want?
Bright pink, yeah.
Yeah, can they just have the paint I'm looking for?
Yeah, that's your success.
I want this next, and they're having a special sale. Going out of business.
Yeah. So Soren.
They're like, we had all this really nice paint we were saving, we can't.
Yes.
They were just really grateful for me to come take it off their hands for a reasonable price.
Yes. Soren is a Twi'lek who is standing there, and he's like, "Yes, everything must go. Yes, little Chadro friend, please. I know you're looking for paint. Yes, you look like a man in search for paint. It screams from the stars."
I'm actually pretty average for my species. Thank you.
Oh, I did not mean to offend, Master Chadro fan. Please, I am Soren. I am moving to a distant planet, and I need to sell the rest of my wares. You interested in paint? No?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
All right. How much you looking for, my friend?
I need enough paint to cover. Needs to be interstellar worthy. I want space debris resistant, radiation resistant.
This is a long list of demands. This is paint.
This is standard paint.
All right, but I think
I'm just checking. Okay, I don't want to rip them.
I think I got exactly what you're looking for. And he let's look at the Starship Special, I like to call it. It's a package of many different colors, anything you'll ever need. And yes, all this radiation is resistantness is also packaged in these. And he taps it's a repulsor lift with several different drums and hoses that are attached to the front of these. It's shaken and stirred, ready to go. Yes, you no problem then. Yes. And there's like a big for sale sign on it that he's like, and he like tries to like maneuver it and turn it around. And he goes, "Yes, so you want it, yes? It's nice colors."
What is the thing? I'm sorry.
There was a big on sale sign on top of the drum that he like turned as he like was starting to show it to you, hoping that you didn't see this big sign.
You literally really like you were literally yelling, "Everything must go." I walked up.
I don't know what. but,
You think someone else is gonna come along last minute with a request like this? Think I can get you somewhere else? I have another contact right now. Okay, you are literally just more convenient.
He's like stammering as this like little tiny Chadra fan is like screaming in his face. He's like a turquoise color and he starts to like grow get a little purple in the face as he's like flushing. He's like, Master Chadra fan, please, we could come to some kind of arrangement. Let us just make a negotiation or some kind of social check. I could go with negotiation or coercion.
I'm not trying to coerce him. I'm trying to call him on his bullshit.
So that might be negotiation.
Can I use streetwise?
Sure, I'll allow it.
It was like literally where he's trying to pull some hard and fast bartering move to me.
Sure.
Streetwise.
I saw the big on sale sign. I am that cunning.
Boom.
All right. He goes, you know what? You're just a hassle. Take the paint. 100 credits for it all. Please get out of my face. But you do have an advantage.
Advantage.
You can use it to reduce the price. Like you're like, no, I know this is like worth only 50 credits, or you could.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Or you could like add on. Oh, but I also want like there's actually this other piece, like starship piece that you want as well. And he could add it on for a reduced price.
They have ship pieces.
Yeah, it's like a starship. Like paint is just one part of it.
What other things do they have?
They have upgrades, mods. So if and maybe it's just easier to say that you get it at a cheaper price for right now, but there's a bunch of starship mods that you can find. They're in the book. So transportation, starships.
Okay. Nothing right now. Yeah, that's a little.
Yeah, so we'll just say, yeah. So you know that this paint is like it can't be worth more than 50 credits. It's last year's model.
Last year's model of paint. Yes, it's not the 2020 can.
It's not the 22, yeah. And he goes, so he's like, yes, okay, 100 credits for it, and get out of my shop.
I know you mean 50.
And he goes, yes, fine, a 50, you tiny little rat. Take it. 50 credits.
Kick him in the nuts.
Oh God, you never deal with the freaking rats, the carking rats. They always criff you over.
Okay, I give him good because I didn't have 100 credits.
Well, you just made as a party, you just made a bunch of credits.
Yeah, and someone threw you some as well. So.
Yeah, and I went up to 60 because Kiev paid me back, and then now I'm down to 10.
Well, as a group, you got I think you inherited. You can do the math later, but I think you inherited like 200 credits or something.
It was 176 split 4 ways. If we're doing that.
176 split 4 ways.
So
I'm
you're
sorry.
up to,
You get 176. That's after the split.
Yeah. It was like 700 something split 4 ways.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. So you have monies. All right. So you what are the rest of you doing at the ship? As Kaqui just like ran off and was like, fine. If I've got to do something, I'm doing it myself.
I'm interested in. I'm looking at flamethrowers. the weapons thing. I see one. There's a ranged light skill associated to the light flame projector.
Yeah.
I also remember salvaging a.
Oh, that's right. You got the flame projector, right?
1 times flamethrower mechanism needs repair in parentheses.
Yeah.
So can I procure parts to work on, over time, work on a whatever that is. Yeah, fire caller, light flame projector.
For sure. So the way modding and construction works in this is there are like tables for rolling, and you basically the light flame projector would be a light weapon is your desired building. There's an associated like scrap metal component. So if you wanted to build it yourself, you would just need to procure some additional scrap metals for that.
Well, I know this is meta, but we did come into some scrap recently.
Yeah.
I'll confer with Turbo. I'll see what he says. And I'll ask him about it.
And so as you're going, right, like as you're going from place to place, you can like tell me that you want to get some scrap metal, and you can like take apart like information booths. You can like deconstruct stuff and make mechanics rolls to like as you're going, just like take scrap metal from different places. Like that's totally a thing that you can be doing as you go along.
Yeah, because Turbo's nowhere to be found, right? He's off somewhere else.
Yeah, and so like scrap metal is really like a narrative resource that you all will be like collecting on your ship between you and Turbo. I'm assuming you're going to want to have a lot of scrap metal lying around for your various construction projects. So you could be like taking apart like the information station, right? And like just like taking it apart and like taking some scrap metal for the road.
Tell me again where the library was. Okay, yes. Tell me that one more time. Okay.
It's just like an AI terminal, right?
Donde está la biblioteca? Thank you very much.
But yeah, so
Sure, let's do some of that.
all right.
That'll be my thing for now.
Make me a mechanics roll. Let me just program that up for you.
I got mechanics. I've also got stealth if that's necessary to like get around. Either one's good for me.
Yeah. I don't want to do it in 2. Let's just make a mechanics roll, and I'm gonna add a setback die.
Right, I just go
You're popping that in. I'll click
Yep.
when you're ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
Ready. I clicked.
Weird. Takes forever now. Elijah's went really quickly. I wonder
It's
what it is.
suspense.
Because I'm a good sport.
Yeah, apparently.
Virtual roller.
Any day now. Any day now. What is Kiev doing while his brother's taking apart a information terminal?
I'm crafting an informational flamethrower. What can I say?
Well, it's honestly kind of perfect because I happen to have a rocket launcher that also needs to be repaired.
So you're playing Lookout, maybe?
Yeah.
You like set up like some holotape around it, and you have like a construction hat on. Hey guys, this is under construction.
No.
If that's what Kiev is doing, go ahead and roll me a retroactive boost die.
Kiev, you want to do that?
Sure. Just give me a second.
We can counteract this threat.
Oh, mine worked fast.
All right. Yeah, yours did work fast. All right. So you have gotten a complete wash. That's where all dice cancel out. So I have a house rule that's double down. So you're gonna upgrade your pool once, and this pool is also gonna get upgraded. So I can do that. So just if you want. Otherwise, it's just a failure and nothing really happens.
What if I try rolling all of my dice in a dice pool, including yours? So is that 2
Sure.
green, 1 yellow, 1 boost, right?
So what it's gonna be is with this. So it's going to be 2 yellow,
2 yellow,
1
no
boost,
on back.
1 boost,
1 setback die,
1 setback,
1 purple, 1 red.
purple, 1 red. Okay.
Yeah, there
I'm
it
gonna
is.
roll it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it could be me. It's a little slow.
Did you refresh your page and everything?
I did, yeah.
Weird. Also, I expect we'll be done in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Basically, just gonna close this up. Kakui's gonna get his paint, gonna paint his ship, and then you all will take off for your next destination, wherever that wants to be,
Paint.
or you can stay on the station.
We should probably decide which mission we want to do. I guess you've already looked into some stuff, Louis.
I looked into I got the contact information from the paint dealer. Who's the smuggler? Who's the whatchamacallit guy? Yeah. I got his phone number.
Oh, and you get a success with that double down, and you rolled 2 reds, which you didn't have to. So
I
yeah.
have 1 purple, 1 red here. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it was my pool. I fucked that up. That's my bad. I had an upgrade on the red part on the bad sides part. That's my bad. But you
Okay.
still succeed. You are still very
Hell
successful. And so you're gonna get basically you're basically taking apart this information station, and you're able to get a bunch of you have power reactors, you have energy couplings, and then a bunch of just random scrap metal that you just walk onto your ship. So basically, what happens is you and this is like people stealing copper piping out of houses. It's just, Kiev and Yogi are carrying all this this big scrap metal onto the ship. At the same time, Kaqui is coming back with his paint and his turbo booster, and you just walk onto your ship with all of these goods right into the bottom hold that you have
Nicely
at the
done.
bottom of the ship. Yeah. So you're back on your ship. You're sitting in the at the conference table, getting ready to take off. And at this point, let's just in character talk about what we know and where you guys want to go.
All right, Raybar, what did you find out?
I got I had to pull up Discord for a second. Cordoba's Doba comlink number, and we can get 5,000 credits if we bring him in alive, or we get 2,500 if he's dead. But he's very dangerous. He's a bad man. He's assumed to be dangerous. And then that guy that you cleaned out, he told us about some place where we could find out more information about the corporation and the Imperials that are working with them, or ex-Imperials, I should say.
I took the notes, talked to Sprang, and also T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Yeah. Imperials have become more organized, coordinated, and collaborating. T-Rex is behind it all.
T-Rex is behind it all. All right. Good to know.
Yeah. But also Sprang, though.
All right.
So that's the first guy. We should probably... I don't know if that was on here. Oh, T-Rex. Yeah.
I mean, we have some money now, so if we want, I don't know what time of day it is, we can either rest for the night, go and talk to those people in the morning, or
Yeah, I think Sprang
so we're
on
here.
the-
We should find out information while we can.
Yeah, Sprang was a 10-loss contracted mechanic who operates out of Tanquilla Beach. And T-Rex is just the name that you were giving. You're not sure where he is, but you do know Doba, Corin Doba is on the planet that Raybar read out. I can never say it correctly. It is Mojus. Mijos.
Oh, he's neither. Yeah, Mijos or something.
Mijos.
Yep. Yeah, and so you could also on this station, since you know that the T-Rex and his Imperial pirates show up here, you can ask more questions targeting around that. You can try and collect some information, or you could just go hunt down this bounty. So you have
What do
a
you
couple
think?
of options.
Do we want to talk to Sprang, or do we have enough info?
We don't have any info. We need to talk to Sprang.
I've always wanted to meet Sprang. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Forgot of a big name.
Got a big name. Got a big fan.
Then Turbo can
Oh, I bet he's overrated. He's a fucking
Spring? No way.
talk shop.
Spring. Where are the others?
You gearheads love that kind of stuff. Talking about Frizio combustors and hypervent.
I couldn't even look him in the eye, knowing that I had a ship that I hadn't fitted out.
You've been sleeping in a pipe all day, Turbo. What? But it's good to see you. Um, okay. Well, I guess we're gonna get more info at another time. Next time, we'll talk.
Yeah,
to
you
Sprang
want to go
before
talk to
then.
Sprang next time? Okay,
Yeah, sure.
that works.
Let's get a little
Hey,
more
Morgan,
info
sorry I
on
missed
this
that.
guy. Maybe
I
we
was
find
in
out.
I
game.
painted the ship.
I think we should set up. We've got Doba's comm link. We should communicate with him. Tell him we're gonna set up a like some sort of a meeting, and then we could capture him. You know, get him in a big net. Do we have any big nets?
It's got to be a big net though. That's hysterical.
Meta level comment. Elijah, can you give us an MS Paint of the ship?
I actually was just going to try to. Here's the if I can like take this. Oh, I mean, you know what the ship looks like. So I wasn't going to do another version of the ship, but if we go and see, I'll repost it. I'll upload it again. That ship, right?
Say that again. Yeah, I just put us on to like what it looks like.
So see that ship? Imagine instead of the red and tan, it's like all like greens and earthen kind of tones, like almost kind of like camo, but like jungle camo, but not horrifically ugly. You know, like thematically nice. And there's a couple little touches on it to make it look like a swamp, like like swampy, like a kind of topography. Like it really looks cool. And then the my favorite part, please. The ship obviously needs a new name. So over this awesome paint job is sort of on the side, big on the side, nice and visible. There's this image. You guys hear me?
Oh,
Hello.
Yep.
I hear
Yeah, I
you.
can hear.
You
Ranthar's
cut out a
Passage.
little bit for me.
Ranthar's Passage, is that the name?
Rathtar, dude.
Rathtar's Passage. I love it.
The Rathtar's Passage.
I'm
is the
imagining like a
new
paint job kind of like this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. I
Dope.
like that a lot. That's
Dope.
perfect.
So clean.
Yeah.
Paint job like that, yeah, exactly. With maybe like there's a vine that goes around. You see the logo has a vine in it.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Guys, Rathars are monster from Star Wars.
Yep.
Yes.
They're the ones in episode 7 that are on the ship.
Yes.
Um,
If you know more about them, they're known for their veracity and pack fighting qualities, and they're very dangerous.
Yeah, they are very.
Badass!
I think so. What happens here, right? So, you all are like discussing the mission. You're deciding, okay, we got to go talk to Sprang. We'll do that tomorrow. You're having this
All right.
conversation, and then you go to sleep, and then in the morning you wake up, and we just zoom out, and
I stayed up all night painting the ship.
yeah, and we just the camera like pans out, and we see like the Kataddik brothers in the in the kitchen making the calf in the morning, and we zoom out and we see like Kaqui like do like a flip with his spray paint bottle, like put it in his holster, and we see this new ship, this new paint job.
I'm asleep.
Oh, you're asleep. Okay, cool. It's just like passed out, like.
I crashed somewhere in one of the vent shafts.
That's where we actually start. We see that, then we zoom out, and then we see the Kataddik brothers. Then we're seeing Reyabr. What's Reyabr doing for like downtime?
Downtime? Oh, I don't know. I probably should be meditating, shouldn't I?
Meditating, cool. Yeah, the Kataddik brothers are doing God knows what. Raybar is meditating. Kakui's, and we just end with this, the picture of the ship, the Rathtar's Passage with this new paint job, this sick looking paint job. And then we fade to black, with the Star Wars theme.
I got something. I just recolored it.
Oh,
Boom.
nice. Yeah, this shade of green isn't great as the background because it's monochrome, but it's sort of like I wanted the darker.
Yeah.
It's
Someone
not-
uses GIMP.
Yep. It's fast.
Gabe, thank you so much for being a wonderful GM.
Yeah, thanks so much for indulging. I hope to slowly transfer the narrative controls over to you folks. So look forward to doing more of like this nutty stuff. Surprisingly, I didn't have any of this planned.
Wait, what? You didn't plan for us to try to like gamble our lives away?
Surprisingly not. I should have. I really should have. Pierre did foreshadow that. So that's a my B.
Yeah.
The Rathtar's Passage is a great name for of basically space pirates.
Yeah, I really like that. Space pirate law enforcement agents.
Officers of the law.
We want to be badass. People need to take us seriously.
See, we need to bring handcuffs with us from now on.
You do need some binders.
I want to
I
be
was
back.
originally gonna go with the Rancor. I love Rancors.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see THT that often. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking up other Star Wars monsters. I started off deciding I was just gonna hardcore rip the Red Bull logo
I appreciate that.
and just replace it with a Star Wars monster.
That's hysterical. Yeah, so I just want to reiterate, I posted again the Obsidian portal link. This is where I post session recaps, information. It'll help. You don't have to keep track of everything. I'm doing it all. And so I hope this will help like facilitate a little bit more grounding in the universe, so that when we're role playing, it can just be a little bit, more organic. And this also simulates the fact that you have access to the codex of the sector rangers as you are building out information. I'm just kind of assuming you're reporting it back to build the database. Thanks again. Anything, any thoughts, feedbacks, or anything folks want to change for next time?
Yeah, that's good.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right.
Above and beyond, I'm just cruising. I'm just having a good time.
I'm glad I got to like do the Hintaru.
Yeah,
rules.
that's a fun little game. Yeah.
It's super easy and accessible.
Yeah, when you said what you guys doing when everything's going on, it's like I would have said gambling, but I didn't want to go through all the dice rolls again because I think we did enough of it for this session. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah. In the meantime, if anybody wants to see specific things or anything like that, let me know. Private message me. We will be infiltrating a plasma ball facility for sure.
Nice.
And the other thing that I wanted to mention is the reason why I asked for like a contact is I want you all to get fed missions like just narratively from sector rangers, but then I also want like offerings for other jobs from these contacts within criminal organizations. So part of my hope for this is that you're like the morality pull of, okay, we're law enforcement agents, but we're also doing like we're working with the Hutts and the Black Sun, like we're doing all this like really shady shit. And I'm kind of curious in that like walking that morality line. And I think for like inter-party narrative like role playing, it's interesting to talk about like why are we taking the jobs we are, like how do we kill or bring this guy in alive, etc. So having a contact, and you can give me really bare bones and I'll flesh them out, but I just want to know like, hey, here's an interesting character from my past that will be feeding me missions. It could be as easy like, say that again.
The Hut I owe money to.
Yeah, it could be the person you owe money to saying like, hey, like, you can pay me off with this, and that's part of like bringing obligations out, but just giving me a little bit, just like a foundation to work with that is interesting for you, and it can be as little or as much information as you want to share. All right, with that, that's all I got. I'll stick around to answer any questions, chat for a sec. Otherwise,
I'm gonna hop off and make some dinner, but have a good night.
have a
Yeah.
great, great
See ya.
Saturday. Ho ho ho!
Fighting Gimp.
How much XP do we get?
That session we will probably do. We didn't really make much story progression, but we'll say 10 XP.
I just like doing it now because I don't want to remember it.
Yeah, and you can
I
just,
don't want to remember.
you can also always put it in like
Yeah,
the available
dude, I
XP.
drink to forget.
Yeah.
Drink to forget.
I didn't level up until, or not level up, I used my XP until this morning, and then I realized I was going through force powers, and like, that's pretty good. And then I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. I was like, oh yeah, my whole talent tree. I forgot about that.
I have that thing that I gotta do.
Everything that makes
I was like, because I was thinking, like, how do I get my force power increase? It seems a lot later on, but like, how does it work? And I was like, oh, it's in the talent tree, way down the line.
Yeah.
I need to work on that. Let's see.
Technician modern.
Also, I felt so guilty about the paint because it should be really easy to get the paint, but again, I was trying to make the threats do something meaningful.
Oh, it's okay. I don't mind. I counter. What are the advantaged? Counter advantaged.
Yeah, yeah, you got there. You got there in the end.
We got there. We got there. Good job. I could get your head.
Weird.
Ooh.
Weird ship.
Ooh.
I'm trying to make it rare.
I need to start modding things.
Yeah. I would look into the rules a little bit about modding. It's pretty straightforward. I shared my database of rules, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can find a synthesis.
It takes 10 XP to get a class skill at level 2, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Shit. The fuck is it called?
Tone this down a little bit. Tone it down.
Hey Gabe, quick question for you.
Yeah.
So when you're going down the talent tree and you go to while you're going down, do you need to have access to go to something from both angles of the tree, or just one? If that makes sense. Like,
Just one. So you just need
all right.
one
You just need
line.
access
Yeah.
to go through. Okay. Cool.
You just need one of those connecting lines
Yeah.
to get you there. You
Yeah,
don't
I
have
understand.
so you don't get access to the full next row. You have to go through the path.
Yeah, through the line. Yeah, I was just wondering if you had to go through the line, and if I went to say, I don't know, like I'm looking at one, say forewarning, for example, I need like uncanny reactions and grit level 2, or just one of them, and just one of them.
I think you're right. I can't visualize that specialized situation tree, but
No worries, no worries.
Here, Elijah, this is
It's
a
way
bit
down the road.
rare.
Doesn't really matter.
What are you again?
This-
You're the mystic?
Yeah.
So what the who, Pierre?
This the ship image. This is a little bit grayer with the green highlights intact.
Well, let's see if it's good enough.
Yeah, let me know. I can change. I can tweak. I can make things darker or lighter.
Ooh, what? Oh,
Can you post this picture?
Hell yeah.
Delete this one because it's not the great.
Dude, that's dope.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like something in Borderlands that's like, okay, that thing's acidic. Like, okay. No. All right, cool. We'll chill with that. I got it in the back If we want to change how it looks, though.
I mean, yeah, it's sort of like it's perfectly fine. It's like a fusion of that one and the one above it. The X-Wing colors, there's some brown, some yellow. I like that. Darkening around certain corners to give it sort of like a shadow tints and things like that. He got some really nice paint, guys. He put in a lot of work on this. Maybe, dude. Ashy paint job.
Yeah. I'm gonna save that for a rainy day.
Oh, you are.
I need to hydrate.
Boo.
I'll a BRB, fellers.
Alright, I'm about to go start prepping dinner.
Okay,
So I'll see you guys later.
see you, bud.
Alright.
Okay.
So,
Peace.
Take it easy. Balance.
oh, fun. I actually just started a D&D campaign yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm like about to be having a lot.
Getting
Wow.
stuck.
Hmm?
Getting stuck in to
Yeah. I love it.
a little game. Just a little game.
Just a little game.
That. Ooh. Something cool. Is it?
Mm.
It's 5e. Ooh.
Yeah. It's 5e. My friend Adrian from high school, who it's pretty much like high school people and peripherals. We're all quarantined and this, and Adrian's definitely the best DM, and he basically put the setting is we basically are all in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
I grew up there whole life. I grew up in the slums of the city in the outer ring.
Oh, you know.
But I had a little bit of accident during a historic fire that broke out, and I died.
Oh shoot. Is this a paranormal campaign?
What is this?
Oh, because I the next thing I remember is like waking up on the street outside. But like I was pretty sure I had, like I remember like, oh man, I'm gonna die, and suddenly I wasn't dead, but I started to develop powers.
What was the cause of the accident? Or that's probably part of what's gonna be revealed. But do you,
Yeah, it was a giant fire that like swept through the city.
crazy fire.
Yeah. And then I started to develop sorcery powers, and so I'm a storm sorcerer.
Oh snap!
So I'm sort of figuring that out.
That was very cool.
We'll win this thing together.
Yeah.
Semper Fi
And
time.
my name's Jabari Squall.
Yeah.
That could almost be a weatherman's name too.
You, Jabari Squall. What the?
Oh, what was the name from Psych?
Introducing your
Cloudy with a
champion.
Chance of Meatballs. That
Don't fear
episode.
anything.
Jackson Hale.
When you say
Jackson
so.
Hale.
Jackson Hale.
And that's my radio voice.
This is a good LZ.
Just speak like this all the time? Yes. Yeah. But I hate having to pick such a limited number of spells as a sorcerer, but like,
God, yeah, it's so
also kind of
frustrating.
fun. Yeah, it's also kind of a fun challenge, and also like obviously having a preference for lightning and thunder damage spells.
Yeah,
Thematically, you pick and choose.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and you can switch them around too as you go as a sorcerer, which gives you a lot of flexibility as you move through the game. But like,
one of my favorite cantrips is Shape Water because you can cast it multiple times, and you can surf water with it. It's so dope.
Oh, that's so true. I didn't even think about that.
So you can change like the direction of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Inside the next ring. Ready to win.
I made sure to get Prestidigitation, and I just picked up Mage Hand, and I love the cantrips, man.
Oh god, yeah. Cantrips was such a great addition to Dungeons and Dragons.
It's such a great switch.
Game changer, some say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so got my ability score improvement. Nice. Earned another cantrip. I just picked up Mage.
Mage Hand is one of my faves.
Mending and Minor Illusion. Oh my god, Mending is my favorite cantrip in the whole.
Yeah, it's very good. That's a good one.
Mending, Minor Illusion, dude. Guys, I used Minor Illusion. Okay, so I'm a sorcerer, right? So I get Meta Magic. And Meta Magic in 5e it's so good. It's such a beautiful. Good. And you get to pick only 2, which sucks because there's so many good ones. I picked because that's a classic.
Which one?
Which one?
I picked Quicken Spell.
Nice.
And I picked Subtle Spell. Which it costs 1 point and it removes all verbal and somatic components from casting.
Yeah.
The spell just happens, and I was playing a game of chance with some NPC, some high stakes, and we played dice. I would roll the dice and then use Subtle Spell to Minor Illusion the dice with better numbers.
That's clever. That's really clever. That's hysterical.
It didn't matter because I ended up losing.
Really?
And then one time I didn't. I was running out of sorcerer points.
Okay. Makes sense.
But it didn't matter because we ended up getting attacked, and the bar we were in got set on fire, which is very, very triggering for me.
Frag out. Throwing Arcstar.
So like, at some point, you're lightning dude, right? You're gonna go against arch nemesis fire person, and then it's gonna be like fire versus lightning.
Giving him the chimney.
Very, very frightening.
Give me a sec. Recharging shield.
I am actually foregoing all fire spells on this guy. He's not gonna know a single fire spell.
Good.
Wow.
Inside this next ring.
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, I got Ray of Frost as my range damage cantrip, and I know Witch Bolt and Shatter as my damage spells.
Witch Bolt?
Apple.
Oh.
Witch Bolt. It's a first level spell. You basically have to do an attack on someone. It hits, you deal 1d12, and every turn as an action you can maintain the spell. As long as you have an unbroken line of sight, it deals another 1d12 damage.
Yeah, okay.
2 minutes.
Hey, do you like the more muted green or like the kind of shinier highlighted green on the ship?
No, I like the bottom one more.
Okay.
maybe with some highlights, right? And that's like the X-wing above, right? It has some yellow highlights, which aren't even bright yellow, but because the yellow is much brighter than the green, acts as a highlight.
This out. Because what I'm doing is I'm doing like magic color select, and it just like picks up a bunch of parts of the ship, but it's very like.
Yeah, well, and you see the yellow of the sun in the Rathar's passage. I even toned that down a little bit because I didn't want it to be too bright.
Okay.
The images of Rathars, I didn't have a lot of choice. That was the only one I could get, and the background got perfectly removed, and I was like,
you know what? Turbo spent like the whole afternoon putting that together, and it's great.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Gabe.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. We're just playing some games together.
Invading the imagination station.
He is invading.
One is invited.
Sector Rangers are here.
Not truly an invasion.
Well. Pierre, did you ever meet my older brother, Ben?
Yeah, Ben, I feel like we did meet.
I want to believe.
Let's get more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Possibly. I got introduced to a lot of people quickly and randomly, so.
You know what? Now that I can hear your voice more clearly. I can put a face to your voice now. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a couple times where Gabe took me over to the friends' condos where there were a bunch of people playing games and stuff, and I thought you were there, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah, great to hear you again.
You too. I'm glad I had such a lasting impression with my voice. That's
I mean, I feel like somebody said, probably Elijah, like, yo, this is Gabe's brother. How much more could this be Gabe's brother? And something like that. It was great.
That sounds about accurate.
How much more could you be Gabe's brother?
Like,
in other words, I just established several things that are very accurate with this statement. It wasn't Gabe who introduced me; it was E, which happened almost 100% of the time at Skidmore.
Believe that.
Ben, I'm down for whatevs. I'm in Apex right now, but.
How late are you staying up?
Until I don't, which could be long or short.
Okay, well, we could figure out Anthem.
That's true. We could do that.
You know, you say we can play anything, Gabe, and then you're incredibly limited in what you'll play.
No, I will play Battlefront. Here, I'll go through my games and I'll tell you what I will and won't play. Anthem, probably not. Apex, sure. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, sure. I'd play an ARAM of League of Legends. Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, hell yeah.
You're getting the whole treatment.
The whole treatment. Portal 2.
A bunch of these I don't own or have installed.
I would try Rocket League. I would do Battlefront 2 Classic. I would do Star Wars Battlefront 2 Modern. And we could play
Luke is finishing up a game of Division, but he didn't say if he would actually play afterwards.
Yeah, he said give him 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
That was 15 minutes ago.
Oh, good. I was be like, I'm old, man. I'm not waiting till 10:30 for him to show up. I really want to play Battlefront, but it's crashed on me 2 more times.
So really? Damn.
I'm gonna open it.
Right.
And we're gonna hope. And then I'm gonna cry a little on the inside, and then we'll probably end up playing Apex.
Yo, do you have to?
Either of you guys want to join?
If I had Apex on.
Or Battlefront.
I do not own that game.
Do you own Battlefront 2?
I'm gonna make a pizza soon.
I think we know who's winning this evening, and it's not me.
Doing some touch-ups on our ship. That's all.
I appreciate that.
good.
I f-
Getting my pixel art experience here.
I do like pixel art a lot. I want to say, Pierre, that you were music. I feel like it was saxophone or something.
Yeah, I used to play the saxophone.
Okay. I don't know what else. Did you do digital art stuff too, or was it just music?
Uh,
I don't remember what your major was. Is basically what I'm trying to indirectly ask.
I was a psychology major with double minor in English and computer science. Computer science barely. I got a lot of help, but no, it was a good old burrito of learning, just wrapped up.
Burrito. You really know how to sell stuff there. That's
I
that
mean, Skidmore.
psych major.
Skidmore's great.
Say it with more conviction. Actually, do you like psychology still after majoring in it?
So I'm a user experience researcher at an independent research consultancy near just outside of Seattle. So
Oh,
yeah, I
cool.
think I definitely bring in some of that understanding qualitative feedback that people have about stuff like software that they're working with on a daily basis. So that's typically what I'm into right now for work. Pays the bills. It's not always exciting, but I'm very organized and I get paid for that. So that's all.
That's awesome. But the reason I was asking is I've recently stumbled across a podcast called Session Zero, where a psychologist and a psychology PhD student, or whatever the term is, talk about different concepts within gaming, specifically role playing.
Cool.
And so they cover some really interesting topics. The one I just listened to is gaming with ADHD. And so that's why I was curious if you're still interested in psychology. Very good. I really enjoyed their discussions. So
Yeah,
I don't know if that's something you might be in, but
back at Skidmore, I know my major interest was like in well, motivation and creativity and what drives people to do things in general, but also always trying to tie in some element of playing games, which that's very important for a lot of
mhm,
people. So like, yeah, why do people like? What are the kinds of magic circles that people enter when they play a game, especially role
mhm,
playing? Like, there's all that stuff that we agree upon, even if we don't say we do, but just saying
mhm,
"Yeah, we're going to play some D&D." Like, what does that mean? Uh,
mhm.
and listening to a
That
podcast
was one of.
like
Sorry, go
all
ahead.
has been good for that as well.
Yeah, that was actually an interesting point because that was one of the things they talked about, which was the implicit theories of gaming and how everyone brings a different concept of what a player's role versus a GM's role is to that shared storytelling.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
oh, very cool. Well, it's a very interesting topic. On a daily basis, I kind of have to work with people about, motivations of trying to find a way to make doing things that are mundane exciting so that they'll
Mm.
engage in it, and not just engage in it, but make it into a routine that they'll return to regularly, which is so difficult because habits are so hard to form.
Gamification. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. Pierre, I told you about Game to Grow, right? Which is just outside of Seattle.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
They're so cool. I want to work for them so badly.
I know if I need to do something, I tend to pair it or like incentive bundling. I'll just like combine things. Like I like to listen to new music and stuff, and I got a whole list and all that kind of thing. But like I'll exercise while I listen to music. Really
Mm,
simple stuff like that. Like I don't really want to exercise, but I do want to listen to music. So there you go. Uh, yeah, it's
mm-hmm.
difficult to build those kinds of habits.
Yeah,
Building habits takes a lot of mental energy, man.
yeah, it does. Well, and especially because for me, a lot of it is simple of just trying to get people to do basic workouts or, just go for a walk, which then takes even more physical energy as well as the mental, emotional energy.
Ben,
Are
I told
we
you
in
that.
a group yet, Gabe? I can't tell.
No.
Oh,
I
Gabe.
messaged you because it needs to download. It has another update.
Oh, jeez.
It literally has an update every week. What's up, E?
Oh god, sorry.
You should apologize for that music. What was that?
I have no idea.
You said my name.
Yeah, I realized I want to watch through the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I know, because the new season came out, and I never finished all of it.
Do you want to borrow my Disney Plus account?
Yeah. I was like,
I'll be
well,
your dealer. I'll be your dealer of Star Wars content.
So what's the progression with those shows? I've got Star Wars Rebels on my list
So
to watch.
good. So
Oof, yeah.
But I heard to watch Clone Wars before. Is that true?
yes, I would. Because Clone Wars has a lot of stuff that Rebels builds upon. So David Filoni, I think is how you say his name, who's
Filoni.
It is.
he made Clone Wars and then he made Rebels and now he's doing the Clone Wars like reboot now, and he was heavily involved in the Mandalorian. They just keep that like crew of people keep phenomenal. I just think like narrative consistency in their storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the Mandalorian?
I have access. No, I don't have access to that. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like
Mandalorian.
So good.
I like the tech that they used behind it, like the virtual environment, and it kind of like it was panoramic, and they shot most of the show. Just it's like a level up green screen basically.
Mm-hmm.
That was really impressive behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only thing I'd throw out there is depending on your commitment, Clone Wars is really long. I love Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, and I got a little burnt out with just how long it went for. So I don't know if that's.
What do you mean by
Season by
long?
season. I'll just
It's
I just felt like it was a very long-lasting series. It's got what? How many seasons, Gabe? 8?
no, it's on its seventh.
7, yeah.
geez, yeah, that's a whole bunch. But if it's on the list, it will be watched eventually.
Oh, well, and then I'd agree with Gabe. Start from the Clone Wars and go. That's chronologically then.
Well, even more important, like there's a lot of stuff that happens in Rebels that is built off of Clone Wars.
Yeah, but if I had to, if I was saying, well, if I had to choose between these two series that someone is gonna watch and they're only gonna get through one of them, and I had to pick one,
I think that's limiting yourself.
I was acknowledging it's a lot to take on. I just was unsure of what his approach was gonna be.
I'm probably not going to get to this for like a year.
But Gabe,
What?
your Disney Plus account gave me before to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Did you change your password?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Here, I'll make you your own profile.
Life, right?
What?
8898. The Hotmail. That's you.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's the email.
Hotmail, baby.
That's some Hotmail.
It takes so long to update.
So I'm watching Brandon Sanderson's creative writing classes online, and he was actually talking about The Mandalorian, how it really is just this group of friends that seems to do all this stuff together. If you like look at the directors in Mandalorian, it's a bunch of the people that did different movies within the MCU universe too.
Yep.
So I think that's really interesting because they really are, like you were saying, doing a great job of keeping that continuity, and I think that's something that came out of the MCU.
Yeah, definitely was at times on display in the Marvel universe, but then they needed Endgame to tie it all together, and I thought that was a horrific job. That movie made me so upset.
Really?
Yeah.
But why?
I thought it was just a lot of like I don't know, it was ridiculous. The time travel and stuff just felt so freaking clunky and just so like, hey, we wanna like finish off this mediocre job we've been doing. I really struggled with it. It's so goddamn long.
You just told him to go watch 10 seasons of TV shows.
Yeah, but they're 20-minute episodes. You can stop
True.
and take time in
True.
between. They are not equivalent things, Benjamin.
I don't have that problem.
And as someone who's like ripped apart like any time travel ever done in movies, I thought Endgame would have been.
I am not defending it. I did not like the time travel component, but I did feel cathartic. I felt like the ending didn't leave me really angry or upset. Like, I was okay with it.
Babe, I need your secrets.
Very underwhelmed. I'll send you the. Luke just got on.
Well, I guess we're switching over then.
God damn, I hate this so much. I hate Origin. I have a minute left.
All right, then maybe we're not switching over.
We're not. Luke refuses to play.
I'm sorry. You mean we are switching over?
Yeah.
Luke refuses to play. Okay.
Luke refuses to play Star Wars.
Sorry, we're not switching over is what it sounded like, so I was a little confused there. So how'd the session go?
It was okay. It was
terrible. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, me either. My players suck.
Yeah, Elijah.
They gamble and paint ships. That's all they do.
A ship.
Oh,
Supercharger ship.
Gabe, I found a tabletop simulator where someone scripted out Sabak. And Sabak. And I totally want to do like a role-playing session based around that table while you're actually playing it in character. I thought that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be. Do you know how to play?
Yes. Well, I know how to play in KOTOR. Let me put it that way.
They're the same thing.
I hope. I'm playing Ghent now because of The Witcher, so I mean, that's the same thing.
Yeah, that's like the only reason I play The Witcher 3. But that's not a good reason. I should probably play the real game. I just get caught up in Gwent.
Yes. But it's so much fun when a video game's like throwaway game they put in ends up being so much fun you just want to kind of play it.